And we're live. It is Wednesday evening. I'm in my basement. Alex is not here. Sam is recovering from having wisdom teeth pulled out, and he looks like a chipmunk. And Racer Joe is doing something. So I had to reach deep into the well of my violent community friends. And I pulled a big fish for this one, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, pull a big something, Rob.
My buddy, your buddy, everybody's buddy, concert buddy. Welcome, sir.
How you doing, Rob?
I am doing well, man. All things considered.
All things considered. Listen, the first problem is all these fellow Canucks have flaked on you, and I'm taking names and I'm holding them accountable.
You should. We need to.
If I need to fly up there and hit them with this, I'm gonna hit them. I'm gonna hit them hard. I'm gonna knock some sense into them.
Give him a smack. Give him a smack. Richard, welcome, sir. You're always the first one in line. Yeah, it's here's Music Sanctuary. Good evening, gentlemen and everyone. And listen, Music Talk with John. I invited John, and John goes, I'm busy. But he's watching. John, you're obviously not that busy. So I'll send you the link if you want.
I don't know if you can have me and John on at the same time because our
true.
Sexual machismo, it made this short circuit all the StreamYard situation.
I don't think that the YouTube can handle it. You'll break the YouTube.
No, I mean that's the plan. I mean that's my career goal. Trevor had a great. It looked like, not that I'm a stalker, but I am connected to so many people in the community. But it looks like they had a wonderful meetup.
Apparently,
I think Boston Way or something like that. So, but in the serious tip, Trevor, I think just lost at the pup. I think
he did. Sorry about that, man.
So Trevor, you went from the lowest of lows, hopefully, to the highest of highs, and now you're back on the West Coast.
Trevor, if you want, man, if you want to join us, I'll post a link. We could always use another body up here. Let me know. I'm going to post a link anyway. Let's just see.
No.
Yeah, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. Because remember, I got the power here. I can say no. So.
We call that in the States. We call that the stroke. You have the stroke.
True.
Like Billy Squier once had the stroke.
Yes.
See, John says he's multitasking, but I'm very curious. What is multitasking? Is he on one of his walks, his patented walk and talks?
Who knows? Maybe he's mowing the lawn, or who knows? Who knows? So what's been happening, man? It's been a minute since you and I caught up last.
It has been a hot minute. No, I'm actually we're taking the week off of my show. I've been really busy lately. Between concerts, the channel name is Concert Buddy, and I felt a little bit bad because my man VK Vance Zep Pearl he's a real concert buddy.
Absolutely.
He's the one going to all the shows. So I thought I'd step it up this year, and actually I had to turn down a concert last night. Alanis Morissette, your countrywoman.
Oh, you said no to that? Oh man.
Well, listen, it's just been a long week,
sure,
and so. I had to pass on that one, but this is the second time I've passed on her. Hopefully the third time's a charm, but we'll see. But it's
I've never seen her. I've never seen her, but I would if the stars aligned, I'd go.
Yeah, so a lot of concerts, a lot of records.
You're all settled into the new place now, right? Everything's
for the most part. Yeah, I mean we're still making changes. I would say that. Record room's coming along. I was real naive and think I'm going to clean I'm going to move. And once everything's in boxes, I'm just going to open a box. This is how naive I was, right? I'm going to open a box and I'm going to clean every record in it. And then I'll put them away. And but when my box count was, I think in the 40s, and I tried to start this before we moved, and it was, long story long, I just started putting stuff on the shelves, and I'm just going shelf by shelf now. But so that's taken up some of my time, but we are making progress there. But yeah, I mean, we're settled. I mean, we're still making, it's like American Idol. We're making it our own kind of deal. But, we had to get new windows in the basement and all that kind of stuff.
We've been here 8 years, and we're still doing stuff. So
now, how's the boy dungeon? Is the boy dungeon finished? That's all I'm worried about.
Oh, it was done like within 6 months of moving in. When I moved in, this room wasn't even finished. It was concrete floor, studs, insulation, and that was it. Like there was nothing here. So
sure.
I soundproofed it, put electrical throughout the room because there wasn't even electrical in this room. So
Okay.
finished our carpeted, drywall, did all that kind of stuff, and that was top priority because this is also where I work, right? I mean, I'm in sales, but on the days that I'm not on, I'm a sales manager. So the days that I'm not on the road, I'm in the office, and this is the office. So it had to be done so that I could do my job.
Sure.
And needed a place, in my wife's words, to put all your shit. So
don't we all?
Exactly. So it was a top priority. So apparently, I sent the link, John. It's posted, so it's right there. Trevor's in deep cleaning mode. Well, you could take a break from that. Like, you need a break. Deep cleaning's a lot of work. Get on here.
Trevor, quit cleaning. Listen, Trevor, quit cleaning your boy parts and get up here. We need some more sexually dynamic men with bald heads up on this dais.
That's right. Bald and beards. That could be
bald and beautiful. Bald, beards, and beautiful. Triple B.
There you go. Right. Exactly. John's apparently looking for naked dudes.
Well,
I'm not surprised.
Who isn't? Get in line on that. It's Wednesday. You know what that means?
No, it's hump day.
Like, that's what I mean. It's hump day, right?
Yeah, fair enough.
Hole in a heartbeat, Rob. I'm sure you've heard that one. Hole in a heartbeat.
Oh, yes. Too hot for walking talks. John says he filmed from his air-conditioned car today. So it's
John, you better clean that audio. That sounds like a real tasty one.
Drive and gab. This is in reference, I assume, to Alanis Morissette. Tim says she's still decent live. I don't know if you know Tim. Tim's from Ottawa, and he doesn't have a YouTube channel, but I talk to him all the time. Okay. Tim has this uncanny knack for meeting everybody. If there's a concert in town and he goes there, he meets them. Like,
I think we call that in the States a stalker. No offense, Tim. I'm sure you're not a stalker, but you know what I'm saying.
He every week he'll send me a picture of him standing. This week it was him and Burton Cummings from the Guess Who.
Oh,
yeah, of course. Well, why wouldn't it, right? So 91 in Denver. I guess is that 91 hot? I guess it is.
There's probably no humidity up that way, but I don't know. I've only been in the spring and the fall. I haven't been in the summer in Denver. I've been a couple times there.
Speaking of humidity, 2 weeks from today, I'm going to be in hot Atlanta.
Oh, back to Atlanta. Okay.
Oh, man. That same trade show from a couple years ago when you texted me and said, hey, man, there's a shooter on the
shooter. Yeah. Nothing says, hey, internet friend, I know I just met you, but are you in jeopardy with an active shooter?
Well, dude, I appreciated that because that shooting was 1 block from my hotel.
Yeah, that was a trip.
I appreciated that. I stayed at the convention center until that shit was wrapped up. So, but yeah, we got to go back there. I'm there from Monday to Friday, and it's you've done trade shows, right? They're a bit of a drag to begin with.
Yeah, those are long days. There's a lot of peopling, a lot of talking, a lot of drinking. So, I mean, if you do the after hours stuff,
yeah, it makes for a long week. So I leave it like Monday morning at like 4:00 to go to the airport, and I don't get home till like 1:00 Saturday morning. So it's gonna be.
So when you come stateside like that,
yeah,
is there something that you have to hit up? I'm not even talking about record stores, like Waffle House. I mean, you're gonna be in the home waffle, Chick-fil-A. Like, is there something?
We got Chick-fil-A up here. Okay. We got Chick-fil-A.
I thought Tim Hortons was a monopoly up there, but you know what I'm saying? Like, is there something like, I'm going to the States, I got to hit this, and I'll carve out?
Nah.
No, really?
No. Well, I mean, I guess it depends. Like any of those big, I've been to. So we have Chick-fil-A. I've been to Waffle House. Been to IHOP. I've been to Golden Corral. I've been to those places, right? So
I'm talking about good places. You're naming some real. This is where the Hoosier soup is. You're talking about Golden Corral. I mean, you left out the Subway at the local Walmart. I mean, that's prime Hoosier situation.
I'm just shit off the top of my head. All right, so let me ask you that: where is someplace that someone visiting the United States needs to go?
Well, I mean, I always lead with food because
I should say that I've been to the States about 167 times, so it's not like it's a novelty.
Okay, yeah, it's not like a Wizard of Oz going from black and white to color, Technicolor.
No, I've worked for American companies for the last 20 years, both of which are located in North Carolina, so I'm pretty familiar.
Fair enough.
But assume that I'm not. That I'm some dumb Canuck lumberjack with my my plaid park and
wiping the maple syrup from your mouth coming from the
right.
woods. Yeah.
That's right.
You got axe in hand.
Right.
Well, if you're going to Atlanta, I mean, first of all, I don't know if you get to experience it since you're probably flying in and then I'm assuming Ubering into the downtown.
That's it. Yeah.
Because the traffic in Atlanta is, I mean, it's
nightmare.
like it is the world's butthole. It was so bad there. It doesn't matter. I don't think we've even stopped. We've been in Georgia a couple times, but passing through Atlanta, I would rather chop off my left foot because you can go at rush hour and you can go at 1:50 in the afternoon and you can go at 7 in the evening, and it's always congested in that downtown loop. Once you go through Cobb County and where the new Brave Stadium is, and you start going downtown, it is heinous.
We are downtown. We're at the Georgia World Congress Center, right across from CNN, right down in Olympic Park. We are. There ain't any more downtown than we are, and we're staying slightly north up in Midtown.
Sure.
And it's only a few kilometers, but it takes an hour to get from the convention center to the hotel.
This guy's flexing that metric system. He's talking about kilometers.
I don't know what a mile is.
Listen, you got to dumb this conversation down. I'm just a white honky. Come on now.
You know what I love? I love that. I'm in the commercial woodworking industry. That's what I do for a living. I work for a supplier to the commercial woodworking industry, and everybody builds cabinets in imperial, so inches, right? But I work for an Italian company. I work for the American division of an Italian company. So everything we do is in metric. And not a day goes by that a cabinet maker doesn't get pissed off with me when he's like, what's the specs on this thing? And I tell him, he goes, I need that in inches. And I go, I don't know, man, we're Italian. It's metric. You figure it out.
Wow. Yeah, I mean,
the onus on them.
In fairness, the States, we are probably the last refuge for the non-metric system. But
we know it's weird. We say, we're metric up here, and we are officially. But it's this weird, there's no rhyme or reason to it, but half of the shit we do up here is metric. I mean, officially, everything is metric, but half the shit we do, where the hell are you going?
I'm just messing. No, I'm putting my standing desk up. I've been sitting a lot today.
Ooh, nice. High tech, man.
No, just I need to get off my lazy ass. So
I would love a standing desk. I tweaked my back this weekend, so I'm kind of suffering it. But my desk is an IKEA desk, and it's just doesn't go anywhere. Yeah.
So I got spoiled.
Half of the shit that we do, even though we're a metric country, like when you talk about the weight of a person, no one talks kilograms. Everybody weighs themselves in pounds. But if you go to the grocery store and buy produce or whatever, it's in grams. Distance, like how far you drive, is in kilometers. But typically, if you're measuring, boards to build your deck, you're measuring it in imperial. There's no rhyme or reason to it. We're half and half. So
I'm with you. Now, look back to the standing desk real quick. I got spoiled because my current employer at our old office, everybody had them.
Right.
And I was like, this is great. Well, actually, I take that back. So at Nike, our office at Nike, we did have them, but they were old. And so they had a crank on them. It was almost like probably the first standing desks, So I didn't use it as much. But once I got to my current employer, we had to automate. I'm like, this is the way to go. So I did invest and I bought one and I put it together and it hasn't fallen over since. But then we moved offices. And then they assigned me to just a regular desk. And I was like, we got to go in on Wednesdays. I'm like, this is terrible. I'm so spoiled with this thing now. So recently I pulled a cunning maneuver. In that we had a new hire and they're going to move some people around in our area. They're going to move 3 people's desks. And I said, listen, we have a couple in the back of this aisle that have standing desks. I'm like, why don't I just take that team player, #team player, and save those other people the hassle of moving? And so, of course, HR was like, that is so generous of you. Meanwhile, I'm like, dude, I can get one of the standing desks. Come on, checkers. That's not checkers, right? So,
yeah, man.
Anywho, yeah, so this is nice. So it lets me stand up, and my doctor would appreciate me doing more of this stuff.
I would love a standing desk, especially this week with my sore back. I'm just like, man, I'd love to be able to stand because I've been, 2 days just sit at my desk, and hunched over and not good.
So I know we're going to freestyle for the most part. So yeah. I don't want to commandeer your show, but I was thinking after you invited me, I'm like, what can we talk about record wise? Because I've kind of, in my own creative mind, we've talked about this offline before. But doing the show and tell gets very monotonous, right?
It does. Me too.
And I'm still going to do it, but
which why I've been doing a few things that are a little different lately. So
no,
yeah.
and that's great. Yeah, mixing it up. Yeah, I mean, we all had these kind of creative dry spells. I'm kind of in one right now, for a lot of reasons. But one thing I have been doubling down, and the only reason I bring it up because I literally went to a record store today, and I'm getting into 45s, and was never the 45 guy.
Really?
But when we went to Austin this last time, Jason Rojas really rubbed off on me, and in not that way. Well, maybe he did. I don't remember. There was this one night we were drinking, but no, in terms of 45.
Why are my jeans sticky on the side?
What's this wet spot over here? This is awkward.
I didn't have mayonnaise.
That mayonnaise. No, the 45s or something I just really haven't messed with. I'd buy them at like Record Store Day and here and there, but I totally wanted, like, I'm a completist. I've talked about this before elsewhere and probably here. And so it's hard for me to like have the discipline to just look through generic sleeves, look at the label, especially, but there are some things, and Jason like was kind of I don't say I knew there was songs pressed to vinyl singles like in the 90s, because I collect a lot of 90s stuff, right, as we all know.
Yeah.
And I just didn't know it's added a new wrinkle, a new dimension, hunting down these 90s and early 2000s 45s.
Sure.
I don't know how that translates to show and tell. Like I would hate like anybody's audience, like here's show and tell and blah, blah, blah. But I'm just going to show you real quick.
All right.
Because like I said, I went to a local shop today. I don't go there a lot, but they're kind of off the beaten path, but I was just in that area and I didn't even take the price tags off. So if you need to stay seated for a while, I totally understand, because these are some heavies.
Okay.
I'll start with the one that's probably the coolest one. I haven't even like checked that price tag still on there, but so I got Queen, and I'm big on trying to get the picture sleeves, right?
Yeah,
that's
I'm with
part
you.
Of condition and picture sleeves. I don't want any writing on this shit. You know what I mean? Like I'm a purist.
Sure.
But this is cool. But I mean, when you look at this, I mean, could there have ever been a better A-B side for a single? You've got We Are the Champions and then We Will Rock You. Like this is probably, it's got to be on the Mount Rushmore of 45s of all time. Like,
agreed.
Amazing. So this was fun. But then this is the one, Rob, that you probably want to cut this out in post-production because people are going to get really upset and jealous. But remember these guys, Extreme.
Oh yes, more than
Gary
words.
Sharon.
Oh,
I mean, if Trevor, I know FBA's here. I know those guys were just in Boston. I mean, this is one of those Boston bands that it's kind of like a secret cool thing to me, because they were like low rent, speed metal. If you've heard some of their other stuff, but again, look at this guy. I mean,
that's one of the corniest 45s ever.
I mean, this back then was a panty dropper, I think. But I mean, look at this guy. This guy is he doesn't want to be bothered. Remember, like the photographers would be like, what do they say to somebody that gets them to emote like this? Like, look like you're on a heroin bin. Like,
I guess, man.
But
that is
Rob, I saved the best for last.
Oh shit.
I mean, this will probably shut the stream.
I don't
down.
know how you top Extreme.
Well,
I might be able to. I've got one over here that I might be able to top Extreme with.
Listen, man. I'm telling you, here it comes.
Okay.
Now there's this band. Maybe keep a straight face. There's a band, and the lead singer is handsome fella, handsome devil, and he was doing some spin kicks. He had that luscious chest sweater that we all liked in our rock stars back then. But if I told you that you could get some Winger 17 up in this biatch, I mean, how can I turn this stuff down? How can I turn this stuff down?
Okay, so I got one. Hold on.
All right, bring it. Oh, he's rolling. Rolling. So for those at home, as Rob's talking about his back, you can see he's got a pillow. He's got a lot of support there. So when you get to be old like us, you need the pillows, you need the ice packs, you need all that shit.
I'm a hurting unit. But hold on. I got to find this. I got a 45 here that is as lame as Extreme. Hold on.
While you're doing that, I'll show this last thing because it's not a 45, but I think it's one of your fellow country people So, do you remember? So, this is the only LP I bought on this trip. Do you remember Jane? I'm sorry, Jane Child.
No.
So, I'm pretty sure she's Canadian. She's a one-hit wonder, and she had that song "Don't Want to Fall in Love."
Okay.
And I hated this gal because she had back in the day. She's real tall. I'm pretty sure she's Canadian. Maybe she's not, but she had like this nose ring shit that had a chain down to like her belt buckle, and like that was her look. You know what I'm saying? Like
I do know. Yes.
So the song grew on me over the years, but I had never seen this LP, and so like I said, this place is kind of off the beaten path. It's a good pop song, but I was like, yo, and it's the old American Pickers thing. We've talked about this before. If you've never seen it before, that's the time to strike. So,
all right,
what do you got? Show me these campy 45.
I just have one here that is as bad and as cheesy as extreme. You ready for this?
All right.
Do you know Glass Tiger?
No.
Oh my God, you don't know Glass Tiger?
No, I'm not familiar.
These guys were fucking monsters in Canada.
Okay.
Huge. And of that same ilk. Like they're sort of the same,
Fantastic, sure.
Yeah. And so they had a song in here which was giant, like one of the biggest songs in the 80s up here called Don't Forget Me When I'm Gone.
Okay.
And there's a vocalist in the background that is a young Bryan Adams, but it is as cheesy as extreme. It is okay, here we go. Tim says it's not cheese, it's a great pop album.
Well, there you go.
It is terrible. Oh man.
Now I do like the fact that you kept this cheesy 45 in what looks to be just a bucket, or this is where all the discards. This is like what we call scraps. So this is scrap bin?
This is where the 45s are.
The catch-all box. Okay, catch-all box.
Yeah, because let's see here. We got a Glass Tiger comment. There we go. Richard knows them. There we go.
There you go.
John remembers Jane Child. She's Canadian. I don't do 45s as a general rule. These are 45s that I took from my parents' collection. It's a lot of like 60s, Beach Boys, and there's some Beatles in there, and
sure.
Whatever. So it's all mostly, stuff in
hand-me-downs. Yeah.
Generic sleeves like that, right?
Yep.
Man for man, do diddy. Just shit that I rated from my parents' 45s. Yeah, and it just stays in this box, and they get listened to maybe once in a decade, but they're there. So
well, and maybe you can relate to this, but like we go through these different stages like of collecting, and like I feel like I've knocked off most of my grails at this point. I'm kind of in the like condition upgrade mode. So there's a lot of different like little nuances. So this 45 thing, while I've put it off for 15 years, because like I said, I only pick them up if it was like a gimmick or it was like something I was, again, picture sleeves. It's I don't see these with picture sleeves that often, right? I mean, that's part of the allure for me.
Sure.
But the other component of it adds a little bit to the hunt, and it's not usually that expensive. I mean, maybe $5. The Queen one was $7, but I mean, like I said, that's a killer one, right? But some of these, and I learned this from Austin, like the ones in the 90s, like Rojas got one and it was under price. He paid $25, but it was Santana and Rob Thomas Smooth on a 45.
Really?
So that song's what, 1999, 2000?
Yeah, late 90s anyway.
Right? But I had no idea it was on a 45, but they're still making jukeboxes in some areas. And so, anyway, I couldn't believe it. So that's why when he showed that to me, I'm like, hang on a second. And then he had Smash Mouth All-Star. Not that I wanted it, but I'm like, whoa.
You know what? I think I kind of would just for the cheese factor.
That's what I mean. Like it's such a like.
Who would want to put that on every once in a while just to, why not?
I mean, it takes me to like the having fun part of collecting, right? Like now, I've kind of doubled down because I've gone to some of my like half price books. You guys have that, North? Mm-hmm. So half price books has them for like $1 a piece, but more times than not, they're just in the generic white sleeve. So then you got to really work at it, and that's where I kind of be like,
yeah, that gets tough because you see you don't see the picture. You got to actually stop and read the label,
right? Because I've conditioned myself, and people in the gallery are probably like this. Like you watch enough of the YouTube, you do enough of your own research that when you're flipping, you can go fast because generally what you're looking for. Like when you go to a shop or a record fair and they're like, what are you interested in? I always say, I'll know it when I see it. And that's the literal truth, because I'll flip through, and if it catches my eye, I'll stop and all that kind of stuff. Speaking of trips, Emma just took a trip to, I guess New Jersey, I think, with the youngest member. So I'm looking forward to that footage. When Dylan the Deserter, Dylan used to be on the podcast, but he's too big now. He started writing for Fremer, and so he cut the little bit out like me. Yeah, he started working for a real publication. He's like, Vinyl Community Podcast.
Emma, if you want, I'll throw the link up. You're welcome to join us. How's the podcast been going, man? I owe you an episode because I haven't done one in forever.
Yeah. I'm not. That's not why I'm here to collect. But yeah, no. I mean,
but while we're on the topic,
I mean, you brought it up. No, it's fine. I mean, it's. I don't know if you noticed, but people were kind of like, "Hey, Surface Noise, can you guys do that weekly?" And I just didn't have the bandwidth for it, just time and all that kind of stuff. So I partnered with a guy named Jason's channel Spins Vinyl. He's a real good guy, and so we've kind of come up with, at least for that part of the podcast, we do Surface Noise. Except this week. This week's kind of a outlier. We do with A side, B side. So I'll host like A side.
That's good.
So that way we can try to put it out more often. I mean,
sure.
I would normally, like, this would be my week. I think I'm doing next week, but like I said, concerts, right? Like I was at a concert last Thursday, so he kind of stepped in and did that one. Concert tomorrow night and some other stuff. So it's just, but anyway, podcast is going fine. It's slower season one, with the summer and everybody's traveling and stuff. But two, I probably could be a little bit more diligent about chasing people down for stuff. So it's a little bit of both. But I do have some stuff in the hopper for my part of it. Talking to a guy on Friday. I've set up a couple other interviews. So I like doing that kind of stuff.
I'll try and get something to you before I go away to Atlanta, but I can't promise.
Well,
it's a combination of, I don't have any ideas at the moment. And trying to get people to schedule stuff.
Fun. So Emma, are you coming to Dada? Because that's who I'm going to see. Joey Callio's coming to town. Are you hopefully talking about the same show? I wish I would have known, because I could have asked to put you on the list. Joey hooked it up, and so me and my wife and son are getting in courtesy. Oh, nice. So she's coming. Okay, yeah, you should totally come. Meet Joey. Like, he's a super nice guy. Do you know that band, Rob? Dada? Do you remember them?
No.
Disneyland. They had that one song. I'm going to Disneyland. Dun, dun, dun. Anyway.
Nope. Don't know it.
So Vag, I asked you to email me and let me know your schedule, but I have not gotten an email from you, fella. So I usually work in the office on Wednesdays, but I could meet you for lunch, or, I mean, I don't mind
visiting St. Louis, because doesn't Vagina live up here somewhere?
I think, but Vagina is also a big Fish fan, and I think Fish is in St. Louis next week.
Oh.
So in the show that should not be named, the morning show, he had mentioned, "Hey, I know you're in St. Louis. I'm going to see Fish."
I see.
And I said, "Yo, I'm always down to meet. Shoot me an email. We'll make it work." And haven't heard from him, so I was like, well, I guess I'm getting ghosted. But you know how these things happen. So the long answer to that question, I'm not going to the Cards game, but I would be all about connecting if you're in town. I have no problem with that, and we can talk about our favorite person who just cannot leave me alone.
Oh boy. You've been having some stalker friends, have you?
No, it's not a stalker. It's just it's
all right, a troll, I should say.
Yeah, it's let's call it a bad decision that has turned out to be vinyl herpes, and I'll just leave it at that, because I can't think of a better way to describe said person than vinyl herpes.
Well, that's unfortunate, man.
It is unfortunate. It also doesn't go away, just like herpes.
Yeah. I see Brandon, Mr. Hall of Fame, is waiting backstage, but I can't connect him because the message says device is not connected. So,
Brando, get up there! Come on, Brando.
Yeah, man, I would love if you join us, but I can't. It won't let me connect you. So I don't know what to say.
Is it on his end or your end?
Yeah, it says it just says there. Oh, he just logged off, so maybe he'll log back on. Hopefully, he can join us.
Come on, Brando, get up here.
Speaking of this comment, how are your Cardinals doing?
So, great question. We actually went to dinner last night. I haven't been super close to it because I'm still upset with the home team because they just haven't made the right investments in the on-field product. I'm also not a fan of the manager, so it's every year they They just want to be good enough.
Boom.
There he is. Hey,
There he is.
This
Hey,
guy.
man, how you doing?
What's up,
Doing
Brandon?
good. How about yourself?
Good, man.
We're talking baseball here for a minute.
Brandon's favorite sport, baseball.
All day, every day.
To circle back to music in a sec, I can tell you. So your Cards are doing, yeah.
No, they're decent. I mean, the Brewers are really the class of the division.
Sure.
But last night, so my wife and I were at dinner, and the game's on. We're like a sports bar, and they were winning 1-0. They were facing that guy, the phenom pitcher from Pittsburgh, Skenes.
Yeah.
And I saw it when they came to St. Louis like a month ago. I went to that game, and he was legit. I'm like, oh, this guy's going to be a problem. Next thing you know, he's starting an all-star game as a rookie, just a year out of college and all that. And so they had the 1-0 lead, and then they brought in my man JoJo Romero in the 8th inning, this lefty, and I told my wife, they're going to give it away here. Guess what happens? They gave it away. They didn't give up they didn't give up the lead. They gave up a run, so it's tied 1-1. I'm like, and so I even let up an audible. You got to be kidding me. My wife's like, hey, everyone heard you say that. I'm like, come on. I told you this was going to happen. But to their credit, top of the 9th, they put a little rally, and Skenes was still in there for some reason. He was, 9th inning, he's still throwing 100 miles per hour. It's crazy. But we got a run on him, couldn't believe it, and then they pulled him out of the game and brought in the closer, held it out, so gave Skenes, or Skenes, I think is how it's pronounced, his first loss. So way to go, Redbirds, but I have low expectations.
Well, just be thankful you're not a fan, because these guys are an unmitigated dumpster.
They're in the toilet, yeah.
Oh, I wish we were in the toilet.
You're an outhouse. You're not even in air conditioning. Oh, that's terrible.
It's
terrible.
If I was in charge of the team, there's 2 guys I'd keep. I'd fire the front office, and I'd trade every goddamn guy in the roster except for 2 of them.
There you
It
go.
is just
hey, real quick, I should plug it. So Sam St. John, who is in the gallery, I see, he was kind enough to reach out to me, and he just did an interview that he asked if I wanted to run on the pod. Of course, said yes. Put it through the edit chamber yesterday, and it's on the pod feed today. I told him originally next week, but I'm like, you know what? Yes, let's put this out. And so it was a nice job, especially for a first interview. Check it out.
It is good. Good job, Sam. Sam would be with us, everyone, for those that aren't joining. Sam, who's normally with me on Wednesday, had a little wisdom teeth procedure, so he's not in a good vocal way at the moment. Let's just put it that way.
That's always fun.
How you doing, Brandon? What's up, man?
Pretty good, man. How about yourself?
Yeah, Brandon saw me flash this Winger 45. I went to CD Warehouse today, Brandon, and I got some bangers.
Wow. Did you take some Secret Service with you? You never know if you're gonna make it out of that place alive, man.
Well, it's a rough spot, as you know. Look at this beaut. I was just saying when I showed it to Rob. Has there ever been a better AB 45 than this?
Nice.
It's pretty strong. But yeah.
Jeez.
But no, Brandon goes to CD Warehouse. I think Brandon kind of tipped me off because I thought they were out of business. I gotta be honest. And Brandon says you get some sneaky finds in there sometimes.
Oh yeah. I should stand corrected. You said CD Warehouse. I was thinking Record Exchange.
Oh.
No, CD Warehouse. Yeah, those guys are cool. I don't know why I was thinking Record Exchange. I was like, man, you're brave.
Record Exchange is a tough. Jenna's done a nice job, and Gene is a legend in the vinyl local community. But not having air conditioning in July is tough. Tough.
Is it a CD warehouse or is it a CD warehouse? CD.
Like
as in SEEDY.
Oh, compact disc.
Sketchy.
No. Compact.
I'm making a joke, man. CD. Forget it. Fuck it. Move on. We used to CD as in the synonym to sketchy and questionable. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Both.
In this case, Brandon, do you disagree? There's some shady McShadersons in there. If put your wallet in the front pocket. Let's put it that way.
We had CD Warehouse up here back in the 90s. I don't know if it was the same chain or not, but we had a few places called CD Warehouse, and it was a chain locally here. So I don't know.
Yeah, this is kind of an independent guy that's been around forever. Really cool guy too, but yeah, it's just a kind of a little shop that's stuck in a strip mall, and yeah, he gets some cool stuff in there sometimes. You have to kind of just pop through and see, see what comes.
You ever
about.
seen this, Brandon? You ever seen this?
Oh, heck
Jane
yeah.
Child? You got this one?
Yeah.
I knew it. I should have known,
Classic,
Brandon.
man.
Yeah, I'd never seen it in the flesh. I saw it there, and I'm like, come on.
Oh man, I used to have like the oddest crush on her with like her hair braided all the way down to her ankles and the chain that went from like what was
So
like
you
her
like the
nose to
chain?
her ear.
The chain turned me off, but I've come around on it. I've come around because it's a unique look.
Yeah, she was just kind of that exciting, scary back in the day. Like, ooh, I'd be scared to date a girl like that.
Yes.
There's the host with the most, Mr. MGK Boston from his big vinyl community shindig. Wish I could have been there, but
I think it was more of a question of not who was there, but who wasn't there, because it looked like it was basically the vinyl community Northeast plus Brian Embryonic Robot. I saw drove down, and
Jack from Vinyl Martini out in Vancouver.
Oh shit! I didn't know he was from Vancouver. I knew he was north, but wow, he's northwest. Holy smokes!
Yeah, he made the trek. So
yeah, it looked like a good time. All those hangs. I mean, not that I know Music Sanctuary don't want me to talk about drama, but just to touch on that for 2 seconds. The hangs and meeting people, because 99% of the community is righteous people, make it all worth it. You get that 1% of riffraff and nonsense. It's like anything else. That's the echo chamber. So sometimes you feel like that's more prevalent than it really is. But you do these hangs, you meet people that you just know virtually and spend time with good people, and it really fills your cup. I mean, Brandon knows this. I mean, and Rob, you know this. You've met some people from behind the screen.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. I took a pass because I didn't have time. I couldn't afford to go to Boston. Didn't have time to go to Boston. And I'm holding out that Mike's going to come up here, as he does a couple times a year, because his wife's family is from the town I live in. So maybe we'll meet up with Mike later this summer, hopefully. So looked like a good time, though. There's some great folks. Some that I've met and some that I haven't, that I would have loved to have met, but someday.
Yeah. So Brandon, sir, I think I cut you off, man. What have you been up to? I haven't talked to you in a minute.
Oh no, not much, man. Just just kind of living life, staying busy. Haven't had as much time to spend, kind of watching videos and staying in tune with the VC and all that good stuff. But
sure,
still putting in a little time at the shop here and there because got to keep feeding the habit.
But, so word around the campfire is there's apparently a metal collection that's going to be released this weekend. Have you gotten a preview of this, and is it something worth making the trek for a metal hand?
Yeah, I mean, I did see it last week when it came in, and I mean, it's definitely some solid stuff. I mean, like the first 5 Metallica OGs, including the Black Album. Some what else was in there? There was a number of Judas Priest OG stuff in there, some Misfits stuff in there, all OG stuff. So, I mean, yeah, there are definitely some solid titles. I mean, most of it is kind of like floating around, like fighting to be a solid VG plus.
Like it's trying real hard.
It's not quite VG, but like it's hanging on the VG plus, kind of like this. But yeah, definitely a very solid collection for sure.
Nice. Yeah, so I saw the picture. I saw the photo Billy posted in. I was like, oh wow, that's gonna have a line Saturday morning. I have a feeling.
Oh yeah. And I'm opening on Saturday too, so I'll have to jump out of the way when I open that door.
Oh, so I've been to the shop. Well, I think it was record store day, and there's like the line outside, and here comes Brandon and Billy and whoever's working, and they're like lauded like heroes. It's like the Roman Coliseum. Here they come to open the store with all us meatheads and
trumpets and flags.
Right. They're throwing rose petals, and all this stuff. So you'll get the victor's greeting at least.
Exactly. It is always so weird on those days too, because Billy's been there for it'll be 4 years in October, and it really is kind of weird on those record store days because for that 20 or 30 minutes before the store opens, you actually do feel halfway special that you're just sitting around all that stuff sitting on the shelf and like I'm close to it, and everyone else is locked outside. It's
right.
Look at all of it just sitting there, and then you open the freaking doors, and it's like a tornado comes through there, man. It's pretty awesome. That's always a great day.
Yeah, I tell you what though, Billy has a good system though. I mean, not only the way he lays all that out, but then giving everybody was it top 3, I think it is. So at least
Yeah, basically what he'll do is like, you get rewarded for your place in line. So people aren't coming in and elbowing and fighting and everything. As the line is really kind of formed, maybe 15, 20 minutes before we open, he'll start with the very first person and say, what are your two top picks? And then the next person, what are your two top picks? And you'll go down the line and you're guaranteed to get those two until we run out of everything. So it's like you get rewarded for being there, getting your spot, and you're not running in trying to see where stuff is and throwing elbows, and it really does keep things smooth, and everyone appreciates that. It's a really, really good system.
That's a
And
great.
plus, and plus, once you go through the line, then you kind of opens up once you can kind of go back. And I haven't really heard a lot of people say like, "Oh, I didn't get this." I mean, it happens just because of the numbers, but everyone's in a good mood. Everyone appreciates it, and fellowship. There's no like nonsense. I mean, it's he does a nice job with it.
Yeah, it's a really good system.
Plus, Brandon's there, and Brandon will put a sucker down.
He's the boss.
See, Brandon's Brandon's what 6'8", and Brandon will just literally he'll give you that Popeye. He'll hit you on top of the head, and your whole body will go in the ground like a nail.
Jesus, 6'8", is that it?
How's that it?
Jesus, holy moly! I'd look up at you like this.
Hey, when you got the enforcer, there ain't gonna be no riffraff.
That's all you need. That's all you need. What do we got here? What's Trevor saying? John, if you felt the earth shake, it was on Sunday because I bought a Billy Joel record. Why'd you do that?
Well, John hasn't spilled the tea, but I actually texted him probably 2 weeks ago. I was at Vintage Vinyl, one of our locals, and they had this Billy Joel live album from like 78 I'd never seen before. It was a white cover. It's downstairs, but I sent it to John. I'm like, is this real? I thought maybe it was a boot because I had never seen it before. It was white label promo. And he got back to me. He's like, no, that's real. And that you don't see that one too often. It's like, $20, $30, whatever it was. So I haven't listened to it yet, but I had to go to my Billy Joel expert. And he knocked it out real quick. I'm sure he was really excited too. He's like, yeah, someone's asking me about Billy Joel. Yeah. Made his whole day, I'm sure, right, John?
Oh, that's hilarious. That's hilarious.
So Brandon, I got a question since you're a local here. So tomorrow, I don't know if you. Well, first of all, do you remember the band Dada? I'm going to Disneyland. Disneyland was like probably their big hit, probably about 93.
It kind of rings a bell, but I can't say for sure.
So I think if you heard the song, it'd strike well. Anyway, so up in Seattle, vinyl community people. One of the guys in the band is this guy named Joey Callio, and so he's a record collector. And long story long, I got to meet him up in Seattle, and so he's like, "Yeah, we're touring. Should come out to the St. Louis show." I was like, "Yeah, definitely. Like, if you come through, I'll take you to some record stores, whatever." And he's like, "Yeah, cool, man. I'll put you on the list." Yeah. So anyway, show's tomorrow night. City Winery. Have you been there yet?
I haven't been there yet.
Okay, so I'll have a full field report tomorrow. But Joey's like, "Hey, I'll put you on the list. Come on out." So my question to you is, and I've been texting with him, and I'm like, he says, time's pretty tight. As long as we can go to like a record store near the venue. So I think it's by the Foundry. I think is where this is.
Okay.
He's a 45 guy, and I know we just talked about Record Exchange and how hot it is, but in fairness, they've got over 1 million 45s.
Right.
Upper credenza. That's where I was leaning towards. What do you think?
I mean, that's the only place to take a 45 guy around here. I mean, you can't not go there. That's ridiculous.
I know. I would feel bad because, yeah, like I said, I'm pretty sure he's into 45s in a big way, and I'm like, this is like, a million just from the volume, having over 1 million 45s in a room. But yeah, Emma's right. It's hot. I mean, she's been there. It is hot, especially in July. Like I usually take Record Exchange off after Record Store Day, and I don't come back until September unless I have something cool. But again, Jenna the daughter has done a fantastic job of, cleaning the place up and doing a lot of social media stuff. So that I'm not knocking the place, but it gets hot. And every time I duck in there, if they post something I'm interested in, I'll go in there and be like, staying cool.
Yeah, I'll just say, just to make sure you don't seem like a douche, just make sure you give him a heads up, like, dude, I have a spot. They don't have AC.
You're right. I should walk.
It could be worth the dig. They have 1 million 45s up there.
Okay.
He'll probably
you're
be
right.
like,
You're right.
Man, let's go. And
I have the backup is the guys at Planet Score, I think, because that's kind of similar area. Because I mean, anybody can go to Vintage Vinyl, and if we have time, maybe I'll take them down there just because it's Vintage Vinyl. But I like Euclid, but I don't know if I would, take an out of town guest to Euclid necessarily.
Yeah.
And then Record Space, probably not his scene. I couldn't really think of any other places. Though. Okay.
Yeah,
Sign off.
Yeah, I definitely take them to Planet Score first.
Okay. Yeah.
Without question.
All right. Done.
Yeah.
Mr. Hall has blessed it. This is the plan.
I don't even go to Vintage Vinyl that much anymore because it seems like, I mean, it's still a great store, but for the most place, they ought to change the name to like New Vinyl because there's like nothing vintage in there anymore whatsoever.
So it's funny because when you and I went there a while ago, you made that joke. I still crack up about it, but it's so true. Like, and I don't, when I go, I literally just go to the new arrivals because that's usually where the used is going to be. And then I'll just make a quick snake through looking for certain things. And then I'm out. Right. I can be out of there in 20 minutes. No problem.
Yeah.
But to your point, it's like, if you're looking for reissues, Vintage Vinyl, St. Louis, they got you.
Right. And see, and one of the things that store used to do, even before they became, new reissue vinyl or whatever, it used to really tick me off about them. Is a lot of stores, they get nice pieces in, like we were just talking about with the metal collection we just got in, right? And we put it online, Saturday morning, come in and grab it. And Dylan does the same thing. Like he'll get stuff and you have to come into the store and grab it. Vintage Vinyl, any decent stuff they get, they never put it out in the stores. It immediately goes online. And their regular shoppers that come in won't even see it unless they go look at their eBay page or whatever else. Something about it just rubs me very wrong.
They have that wall, but yeah, to your point, like because there's a lot of people come through that shop. I mean, it's like the Loop is destination for tourists and whatever, but yeah, that's kind of a shame. And in fairness, I know I was just complimenting Jenna, but she started kind of doing that too. Like here's a quick story. So that record by the Leuven brothers, the Satan record, like everyone sang to Satan.
Mm-hmm.
So probably like 2 months ago, I didn't know they had an eBay store, and then I saw her post something about it. So I was like, okay. And she posted on their social media because again, she's doing a great job of promoting the store through social media, showing new arrivals, all that stuff. Like excellent. They had that record and it looked great. I've never seen one that clean before. She said on our eBay store, exactly what you're talking about. And I was like, okay. So I went there and I started following them and I put like a little reminder. I'm like, I'm curious where this is going to go. I'm not even kidding. Same day it got pulled down and I was like, oh, I wonder what happened here. So next time I went in there, I talked to her and she put something on social media about it too. Apparently the Ultimate Leuven Brothers collector saw it, contacted the store, made them a wild offer. She never told me what it was, but a wild offer for them to pull it down and sell it to them outright. And they did. And then the guy went in there and he started reciting like some of the spoken word passages about, which she filmed them doing this. And I'm like, you know what? That guy must have been made to have that record because like I was interested as a collector. But once you said wild price tag, and then he did this whole soliloquy about, and I was like, it's supposed to be him. But it was, I mean, that warehouse. So Rob, this guy used to have like 7 to 9 stores locally. He's been in business like over, I think, 40 years.
Oh, wow.
Obviously, the physical media market changed. And so he consolidated all of them into this old library in South City. And that is short on air conditioning, as we've said many times, right? But he's got so much stuff that 10 years ago, I mean, you could really dig, and his prices were like $8. I mean, you knew what you're looking for. DJs love coming there because they can find, old, obscure stuff that has like a lot of great loops and a lot of great stuff for samples and all that. But then probably, I guess when his daughter Jenna got involved, probably about 3 years ago, then he started because he used to use a pricing guide called Rockin' Records. And it was literally like, it looked like a dictionary. And so he prices records that he knows a lot about, like old records like Elvis RCAs and stuff from the 70s. Pretty where it probably should be, maybe a little higher, jazz records, that sort of thing. But you could still, even as 5-7 years ago, you could go in there and get like a $300 George Strait record, $10. $300 Young Thug. You don't know who Young Thug is. He's like, oh, rap record, $10. I've done it. I mean, that's why I'm talking about it. It's like, so, but those days are over. But anyway, so he used to have 7 to 9 shops, consolidate them into one. But what I was going with this is he allegedly, this is like an urban myth in town. He has a warehouse because if you go in this store, he used to have dead stock on the floors, like up to your waists. Like, yeah, Brandon knows you'd have to move these giant piles just to get to his normal bins. And so Jenna's done a great job of really cleaning that up. Again, I'm giving her a lot of praise because she's really done a well job. But this mythical warehouse is what I'm really interested in. And that's why I'm like, I just want to like get in her good and his good side, because eventually he'll probably retire or turn the business over to her, whatever they're going to do. And I want to be one of those people they reach out to and be like, do you want to come to the warehouse? Because that's the move. Because this Leuven Brothers thing is exactly what I envision. Is this like, oh yeah, we picked a couple boxes from the warehouse, and here's a mint condition Leuven Brothers record. Here is a mint condition Slayer record. Like, because that stuff comes up every once in a while. So yeah, that's the dream. That is the last unicorn into St. Louis final scene for me, is to get invited to Gene's warehouse, because Tracy Chapman's, it's like DuckTales. You're swimming in the coins. You're swimming in Tracy Chapman debut albums. You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
So
a few years ago, I mean, I've probably asked him 2 or 3 times about, hey, would you be open to someone just kind of going to the warehouse? And he's like, I have to think about it. I mean, this was like 7-8 years ago. Yeah. But see, here's the other thing too, though. That's again, Gene's a cool guy and like the whole nine, But one of the things that he does that's really kind of weird, and he doesn't hide it.
I know
like,
it is. Yeah.
He'll be sitting right at the checkout, and you'll walk by him. He'll have a black magic marker covering in black covers, like ringware and warehouse time. No, it gets better. Don't let the edges be all frayed. He will get there with a razor knife. Now that baby is near mint.
He's not wrecking it. That's archival restoration.
Man,
true.
One time there was a Bar-Kays album that I bought from the music record shop downtown. And I was like, I've been looking for this thing forever. It's only a $6 record. Fantastic mint condition. I get it home, put it in the sleeve. That damn thing is off like this much in the sleeve. It's like half an inch at the bottom and a quarter of an inch at the top. I'm like, damn it, Gene. This album had to come from the record exchange.
Emma wants to know about your plans for tomorrow. So
yeah, so like I said, Joey, I'm supposed to connect with Joey at some point and take him shopping and stuff. But yeah, let's definitely connect. If anything, just say hi bye kind of thing. It'd be great. Yeah, if you guys do come down, I'm glad you're on the list. That's good, awesome. Because it's a sold out show. It's a sold out show, everybody. Yeah. And I was worried because he told me in Seattle, like, yeah, I'll put you on the list. I don't know, I'm like, okay, sure you will. Then I saw it sold out, and I'm like, oh shit, because he said, hey, contact me like a week before the show, and like we'll set up something. Like, great, his words. So I sent him a message last week on Instagram because I didn't have his phone number yet, and I heard nothing. I was like, uh-oh. So then I sent an intermediary who I know talks to him, and I was like, hey man, I'm trying to get Joey's number. Can you tell him I'm trying to hit him, trying to get a hold of him on Instagram. And so we made it work. He called me or whatever, and we're good. So, but yeah, I was a little sweat because once I saw sold out, I'm like, uh-oh. And then the first thing he said is, hey, are you holding tickets for the show? And I'm like, oh shit, I should have bought tickets. Now I can't even go. Way to go, McFly. But he's like, nah, I got you. So it'll be fine.
Now you can walk up there and be like, I'm on the list.
Yeah, I'm on the list.
Yeah, that may be what I think I've only done that one other time, and that was back in college because we had some college friends in the band. But yeah, that'll be fun. And they put on a really good show too. Like when I saw them in Seattle, that show was sold out, and so I did have to pay the aftermarket tickets. Oh, did I freeze?
No, you're good. You're good.
Are you good over here?
Aftermarket tickets.
Oh yeah. So So we did pay up for aftermarket, but it's because I was petrol, and I didn't know we were going to Seattle until like literally like Pearl Jam's like, here's your tickets and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, looking forward to it.
I got to buy some concert tickets this week. I've been excited about since they put out their first album a year or two ago, and they're touring and they're finally coming to my neck of the woods. I'm going to go see Dirty Honey. You know those guys?
I've seen them. Yeah. They opened for Greta Van Fleet a couple years ago in St. Louis. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was a big fan since the first album, and they're coming to the next town over from me in September at this great concert venue that I like to go to. So I got to buy some tickets to go. Well, tickets. I'm saying tickets plural. I'm probably going to go by myself, but I don't give a shit. So, thrilled that they're coming to my neck of the woods because I don't have the new album yet, so I'll buy it when I'm there. But thrilled.
The only thing I'll say is like I love their sound and I love like what they're doing. When I saw him for Greta Van Fleet, I think the singer might have had a cold because I feel like there was more there, but like I don't. You ever go to those shows and like you feel like there's just something missing. And so, not to knock them, but I was like, I think his voice was a little off. So I was like, oh, I think he's probably sick, which happens. I mean, they're, touring in buses and meeting people all the time. So I wasn't upset about it, but
thrilled. I can't wait. Can't wait.
Yeah, it should be good. This is John talking. Some music talk with John, who was saying he wanted to come up here, and he's apparently lost the way to San Jose with that StreamYard link. But
yeah, John, John, you've been watching this whole time. The least you could do is get on here, and I'm gonna post the link again, John. Here we go.
Help him out. Let's help him out. He's elderly like us. He needs a little help. Too funny.
Oh, I can hear my son fighting with my wife upstairs. That's fun.
Uh-oh.
Wow, he's 8 and he's going through a phase right now where it's you can't. The simplest task, it's like you're asking him to sever a limb or something, and it's a giant fight. So.
Isn't that the exact same stage where they have to have like the chain? Like it doesn't have to be gold. It just has to be a big chain.
Yeah, like Isaac Hayes used to wear, back in the day. Yeah,
right.
Thankfully, I don't have to deal with that. But it's just
that's coming. That's coming.
God forbid we ask him to, brush his teeth. You'd think it was the end of the damn world.
So spoiler alert, Rob, that doesn't change for the next 10 years, and because I'm 10 years ahead of you, and I still get some of that still. So
I warned him before I came downstairs. Said, "Listen, I got YouTube tonight, as I do every Wednesday at this time, so that's nothing new." I said, Mom's going to ask you to have a bath before bed, so do it. And she's going to ask you to brush your teeth, so do it. I said, don't fight with Mom. Don't yell at Mom. Dad, I'll do it. And he's been nothing but screaming for the last 5 minutes. So,
guess who's getting the belt later? Hello.
Nothing that a little switch won't cure.
I was going to say, get that switch. Yeah, go out and pick it. We'll go outside. That tree right there. Yeah. Check it out.
And you make him go get it? Woo!
Oh, I remember those days. Holy shit.
And that walk will make you behave for like 16 months.
Yes.
Yeah. Dad was...
Listen, these kids don't know how good they got it. Because I've told some stories, and my son thinks I'm talking about a horror movie I saw. I'm like, no, man.
God damn, I remember one time I did something to piss my mom off, and she went into the kitchen, and she got a chair. She brought it out. She put it in the middle of the living room, and she tied me to that damn chair with a belt. And the chair was facing the door, so that when Dad came in from work, I had some explaining to do. Oh man!
Wow!
I don't remember what it was I did, but she never hit me or nothing. But she tied me to that chair, and I had to wait for about an hour and a half for Dad to get home. Wow. Yeah, that was something.
So full disclosure, we're not advocating child beating on the live stream, but just saying it was a different world back in the day, and that's why you didn't have all this nonsense you got going on right now. I don't know if there's a direct correlation, but there's a correlation of something.
1 + 1 equals something.
Yeah, 1 + 1 is always equal to 2, contrary to what the news will tell you. So just remember.
Yeah. I remember when I was a kid, my grandmother used to love the wooden spoon across my ass.
Mm-hmm.
And there was one day she was out, and Grandpa says to me, "Come here." We went in the kitchen. We got the wooden spoons, and we took them downstairs and he put them through the table saw, and then we threw them in the garbage. And when Grandma got home, where are the wooden spoons? And Grandpa, we just totally played dumb. She goes, they were here. I don't know. What are we gonna do with your wooden spoons? So.
We used to always play this joke on my mom, my brother, and I. Especially when we'd be around people and embarrass my mom, talking about this stuff. And be like, yeah, man, Mom used to go to get that cast iron, put that grease in there, and heat it up. And then she'd get that fly swatter, and she'd dip that plastic in the grease. And she'd really, it never happened, right? But and people like the people like their eyes are getting real big because like my mom's like this small diminutive lady, and they're like, and my mom's like, quit making stuff up. Me and my brother look at each other like, do you want to show them the scars? Like, or,
So. That's awesome. At least you had a partner in crime. I didn't have any siblings, so it was just me. So what are you gonna do?
Yeah, it's just, as much as I saw my siblings get it, it just kind of scared me into being good. Because I had an uncle who was, I mean, huge, just one of those gigantic 6'6", 320-pound kind of guys. And so my mother used to take mainly my brother and sister over there to get spanked for whatever they did. So it was just like, not only are you in trouble, we're scheduling it for 7 o'clock, and we'll be driving out to Uncle Jinch's place, and he's going to be here. Like, man, I'm gonna be good. And sure as heck, it worked.
Wow,
crazy.
Music Sanctuary says here the last concert he went to cost him $350 to listen to Roger Waters' music for half the show and his political views for the other half.
I heard about that. That's horrible. Horrible.
I'm all about musicians and artists having a point of view and maybe saying something during the show. But I've heard those Roger Waters stories, and that to me that takes away from the show. Like, I didn't pay. I hate to say like sit there and sing because that's not what I'm saying. But like Mellencamp's a good example. Like John Mellencamp, for the most part, he may lace in something between songs once, maybe twice, at worst 3 times. Just quick anecdotal stuff. But this Roger Waters stuff, like that's why I would never go see it, because I wouldn't want to be. I mean, where are you going to go? Like, you have to sit there and listen to this man. And a lot of times, from what I've heard, he says stuff that's not true. So it's like, oh no.
Right.
So now you're being subjected to not only his hot take, but then it's like delving into like conspiracy theories. And like, man, I just play the hits. That's when I want to say, play the hits, guy. Come on.
I got no problem if you want to tell some stories. Tell some stories about how you wrote that song, or tell a story about the time you shit your pants on the bus, or whatever. Who cares?
Right.
Exactly.
Keep the political shit out of it. Like, your view's your view, and that's cool. But leave that shit.
A big part of my problem too with a lot of these guys that do stuff like that is they're always the ones that are talking about like wanting to make things better and how we need to blah blah blah. And it's like, with the power and influence you have, the one moment you get a chance to do it and you go the complete opposite direction. That's the part that pisses me off.
Yeah.
It's like you have this crowd of 20,000 people here who come from all different backgrounds, all different beliefs, political beliefs and everything else. You actually have the opportunity to start this unity thing that you keep talking about. And you use it to divide people even further. That aspect of celebrities trying to do that stuff, that's what pisses me off.
Yeah, like if they come out there and be like, "Hey, make your voice heard, go vote," or something that's very like helpful, essential, and like that's great. It's but yeah, to your point, Brandon. Yeah, when they, and again, like, God, I was at a Springsteen show. Where was I? I've been to a show like that, and somebody did that, and I was very disappointed. Let's just put it that way. Not because of necessarily what they're saying, because I think I agreed with what they're talking about, but it was exactly what you're talking about. It's like you've got there's people in that crowd that aren't going to agree with what you're going to say, and you're almost leveraging your celebrity and your fandom to try to convince them,
right,
to your point of view, which is the wrong way to go, as opposed to having a conversation, or as opposed to talking about an issue and talking. You know what I mean? Like trying to leverage your celebrity to like, get support for your candidate or cause or whatever. I do think that's not the way to go about it.
Yeah,
there's one that always,
like you said, you say something like, express your point of view, get out there and vote. But, let me also kind of remind you, and don't forget, look, we're all here together, like, doing this thing that we love. And we know there's people you're standing beside right now that disagree with you. We can do that.
Yes.
Like,
It's okay
take
to
that
disagree.
opportunity to point out the magic of that moment.
Yes. Yes. What were you gonna say, Rob? Where were you?
I was going to say there's one artist that really, but it's a band that I love, but there's a certain singer who is overtly not political in terms of, right wing, left wing, whatever. But the guy that drives me nuts is Bono, because he comes off as such a self-righteous
Yes.
asshat. I mean, I'm a huge U2 fan. I love U2. I've seen them before. I would love to see them again. But sometimes you just want to go, Bono, shut up. He comes off as so whatever. You're talking about world hunger and whatever. And I want to go. How many of your millions or billions have you
Right.
spent to solve the problem? Like, fuck, man, I could barely afford to come to your show. Sing a little bit. But here I am bitching and complaining. I guess it makes me no better than Bono, except that I don't feed world hunger because I'm not a millionaire.
I think we just know that Rob just got crossed off the Bono Christmas card list. So Rob, I'm sorry. Thoughts and prayers to you.
Yeah, well,
card for Bono this year.
See, I'm not the only one. Richard says the same thing. It's not political, but he's always talking about, I've got this one. I think there was a fan club recording of U22 is from the 360 tour, and he talks about this one song they dedicate to this female that's under house arrest in Burma because she was a political activist. And it's like, fine, whatever. But it's like every time he seems to open his mouth, it's about a friggin' cause. It's like, God damn it, just play some music.
So I'm going to tell you a quick little U2 story. Brandon, did you go when U2 came and played Busch Stadium? Did you go to that show? I don't remember.
I didn't see that one.
Okay. So U2 was doing like the baseball stadium tour, let me guess, 2011 maybe, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
And so they played Busch Stadium, and they had this big giant contraption in the middle of the ball field and stuff. And they apparently
that was a 360 tour.
Was it 360? Okay.
Yeah.
And they had this moment in the show where I guess Bono invites a small child. Yeah, there it is. That's the album. Yes, that's exactly what. See, and John, did that make you stiffen the pant when I text you? Because you're like, yeah, somebody has asked my Billy Joel knowledge. Yes.
It's like my pants got tight.
My pants got real tight in the front. That's right.
And I don't know how this is possible, but it's a promo. I mean,
mine's the same way. Gold stamp, white label, everything. Yeah. So I was worried as a bootleg, but I mean, you said it was good, and it passed the sniff test. So
yeah. So yeah, cool. Hello.
Cool. Good to see you,
John. How you doing?
So there's this point in the show where Bono calls random local small child up to the stage and like sings to him like the song is supposed to. I mean, it's so contrite, it's ridiculous. And so the song is supposed to inspire this young child. It's for him and for the future, and you have the power. So the child he pulls up for the St. Louis show is the grandson of the Cardinals owner. Yeah, you know what I mean?
$1 billion.
Who wipes his behind with dollar bills, and it was so ridiculous because, again, I don't know how they pick these people, but it was clear because they're like, this is I forget what his name is, but he gave the last name, and if you're a sports fan, you're like, the guys who own the team, and I was like, oh my gosh. So it was anyway. So I was like, it turned a nice moment into, this is theatrics. And this is so rigged, and it's so I went to Limp Bizkit last week, so don't make fun of me. And I don't know if they're doing this in every city, but they did this thing, and they was like, "Hey, does anyone listen to the local blah 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 alternative radio station?" People, yay, boo, whatever. They said, well, the radio station had this contest for the best who could do the best Limp Bizkit rapping, and so we've got the winner here, and she's gonna come out and we're going to do this one song like a back and forth. So I don't know if Brandon, you listen to the point sometimes.
Yeah.
So Fred Durst introduces her, and it's Learn, who works at the radio station. It's a attractive young lass, but he's like, this is Learn, and she did a great job and whatever. But I'm like, hang on a second, this isn't like another rigged situation where anyone with even an eighth of a brain who listens to that radio station knows she's on the morning show. She works there. I don't even know if there was a contest because I don't listen to that morning show anymore, but it was so contrived and so phony that I was just like, come on. Like, I was born at night, but not born last night kind of thing. So,
I saw a thing the other day. Noel Gallagher, I don't know where he was playing, but he had a banter between someone in the front row of the audience because I guess they wanted to come up. I don't know if they held up a sign and said, can I come up and play with you or whatever? And, I mean, I'm a big Oasis fan, but Noel Gallagher, you know, let's just say he's a little blunt with his opinions. But he said to the person, yeah, sure, just start a queue over there, and everyone else that wants to join, just, you know, line up behind them. He's being sarcastic. He's like, what the fuck should I let you come on stage? And maybe not the way to deliver the message, but I kind of agree with him. We're not here to watch someone from the crowd that thinks they should be on fucking American Idol. We're here to watch Noel Gallagher or whomever the act is. Yeah. Sit the fuck down.
That has gotten out of hand. These people bring these homemade signs like it's a WWE event, and they're like, pick me, and pick me. Like, I saw Pearl Jam was overseas as part of their tour, and I don't know how they did this, but they weren't doing it at the show I went to or things I've read. But some guy, I guess, had one of these signs or some kind of indicator that he wanted to come up and play the guitar part of one of their songs. I forget which one it was. And so they pulled this young man out, and, you know, it was like one of those viral things like random fan is a guitar god, blah, blah, blah. It's like, it's so contrived. And, you know, in the moment, I guess if you're at the show and it's cool, I guess, if you're there. But then when you see these things and it's just kind of like, yeah, I don't know. It's a little much.
I think it would be hilarious. I would love to do it where I hold the sign and get picked, and then I come up
you suck
and just purposely suck. What are the chords? How do you play a D? Just blow it. That would be. I think that'd be a riot.
Just hit all the wrong notes. Yeah.
Be totally out of tune. Wrong chords. Yeah. Not even be able to play a chord. Just like, you know. Oh, that'd be awesome. I'd love that. That'd be hilarious.
That might be a good subject, like cheesy moments in concerts or something like that. I don't think anybody's ever talked about that. I've never had like a moment you're talking about, Chance, but yeah, what's something like kind of cheesy that happened? That'd be interesting to hear about.
So, John, what's new in your world? What's going on these days?
Heat. We're in Florida. It's hot. It's hot, man. I was going to go out and do a walk and talk last night, and lightning. Now in Florida, it's weird. So like we're in a weird spot. You get
it's called Florida.
Yeah, it's called Florida. But even weirder is Oldsmar. So you get like these weird cloud coverages that come by, and then no rain ever comes, but you get this nasty sounding weather. You get all this lightning striking and everything. So I'm like, well, I'm not going out in that. Never rained. And then I was going to go out today, and it was just like, oh, man, you know, it's just a little too much. But yeah.
We had the tail end of that hurricane blow through here. About a week last week. I think it was like last Monday or something. And I happened to be out on the road that day, and I have never seen weather like that in my life. There were highways, or I guess freeways, as you guys call them, in Toronto that were closed because they were completely underwater. Like you couldn't even see the roof of cars. We got like, in the matter of an hour, there was multiple feet of rain. Like it was just ridiculous. And I happened to go to this one customer's and their shop. They had one of those loading docks, you know, that the 18-wheelers drive down so that the back of the trailer is level with the dock.
Yep.
We got so much rain in 25 minutes that the dock completely filled with water and flooded into the shop. It was just the most ridiculous rain I'd ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
2 days of it. It happened 2 mornings in a row. It's just insane. Crazy.
Yeah. I picked up a couple albums. Have you heard the new Sturgill Simpson album, or Johnny Blue Skies, I guess? I don't know if you guys.
No.
Yeah, I think it's really good. I guess he was going for a whole new. I don't know if it's that far from his music.
This isn't a Chris Gaines situation, is it? He didn't like create an alter ego and then try to put out a pop album like Garth did.
No, he kind of did it in a cool way. He went to France, I guess, and tried to just dismiss kind of like his old music. But I think it's still kind of right there because he's kind of had a little R&B with a modern feel, but he has that cool country twang. And there's times where he sounds like old school Willie and what's his name, George Jones, stuff like that. So I thought that was a good album. But I did listen to the new Dirty Knobs, and I'm kind of on the fence with that one.
Oh.
I'm having some problems with it.
Oh,
really?
Well,
Yeah. I'm
Oh,
not
man.
liking it, but it's Mike Campbell, so of course it's gonna stay. But I don't know. A couple parts, made me miss Tom Petty a bit. The lyrics aren't quite Petty, and I know he's
but they're not supposed to be. It's supposed to be Mike Campbell.
Yeah, one song's kind of like a typical country song, I feel, where he's talking about his bottles of beer and stuff, and I'm like, But the guitar work is amazing.
Oh.
That you can't deny. I mean, it's really, there's some good rockers on the second side there that started off. Those are cool.
I was just gonna say "So Alive," which is the first track on side B, is insane.
Yeah,
great song.
Yeah, and then he has like Graham Nash on that one single that he put out. But do you hear Graham Nash in there at all? I'm like, it's like, when you do a song with somebody and it says with whoever, you're expecting to kind of hear that person.
You don't though.
No. So I don't know if it's just a shout out to Graham Nash.
I listened to it and I'm like, I didn't hear Graham Nash anywhere. And then I went back and it's the third song or whatever. I don't know if it's backing vocals or vocal accompaniment or whatever. But yeah, I didn't hear him much either. But
yeah,
I love the record. I think of the 3 Dirty Knobs records, this is my favorite. Yeah,
that's what Sam was saying. But I'm gonna go back and listen to him. I won't get rid of it because I like Mike Campbell. Like I said, there's good songs. It just maybe not enough variety. I don't know. It might need a second listen.
Sure. I like the last one a lot, and I was all primed to get this new one, Rough Trade out in New York. Mm-hmm. Even was offering pre-signed. I guess he did an in-store, and sort of I saw it on Reddit. I was like, oh great! So I pre-ordered it, canceled my order on me.
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna play the waiting game because I have a feeling this it'll be around. Because I bought one on Amazon for $13 of the last album, the one with the blue font or whatever.
Yeah,
and I liked it a lot. Yeah, exactly. So my hope is, because I don't need a color variant. That's something that I'm I don't need any bells and whistles because, like you said, John, I felt that way about the second album. It was very, you can clearly tell he was definitely Petty's guy. Because if you didn't hear the vocals, you'd think it's a Tom Petty song. Clearly, it makes sense. Yeah. But to your point, without listening to this latest album, you kind of wish it was Tom Petty.
You did, and there was one, I don't know what song it was, I just did a video, but there's one song in particular, because he's got that nasally sound. And honestly, when I first walked into a record store and they were playing it, I'm like, where the hell did this Petty album come from?
If anyone can pull off a Petty impersonation, it's Mike Campbell.
Oh, yeah.
Without a lot of effort.
And I don't think he's trying to impersonate him at all. I think they're just, I didn't realize how close.
Symbiotic that sound is.
Yeah. Holy crap, yeah.
You got that Gainesville drawl kind of thing going on.
Yeah, got that and that nasally kind of thing. So, it's good, but there is a song on there that kind of gave me a little goosebumps. I'm like, I miss Tom Petty right now because it did hit a little close to home. So, yeah, it did make me miss Petty a little bit.
Hey, while we're talking Mike Campbell, can we start a petition to end this Fleetwood Mac nonsense?
Please.
With him and Neil Finn playing with Fleetwood Mac. It is so ridiculous.
Doing that again? I didn't hear about that.
Well, there's always a thing Fleetwood Mac's not officially gone, even though Christine passed away. It's like, what, you're going to wheel out other people out there? Come on.
Here's my beef with that. And I'm a massive every version of Fleetwood Mac, from Peter Green's Fleetwood Mac all the way up to the present incarnation.
Okay. All
right. For them to say it can't be Fleetwood Mac because Christine is gone is bullshit, because the 4 of them, Lindsay, Stevie, John, and Mick, put out the last Fleetwood Mac album, Say You Will, that did not have Christine on it. Yeah, so why can't we have a Fleetwood Mac album without Christine? And really, if you look at Fleetwood Mac, there's been so many lineups. Yeah. It's more like a musical collective rather than a band. There's been 8 different lineups of the band. I have no problem with Mike Finn and Neil Finn and Mike Campbell. No problem with them being in the band. Okay. I have no problem with Lindsay and Stevie. I don't care who's in it. I just want them to put out another damn record, or at least play some shows. Something.
Yeah, they have the key. Mick Fleetwood is still there. McVie's still there. So you still have. That's the dude that's been there since the beginning. So. Right. Yeah,
there's enough other people that have played in the band that they still could do something, but then again, they then fall in the trap of being one of those legacy acts, right? That are just touring them oldie greatest hits kind of thing, which is really all they've done for the last 20 years.
Yeah. I will
Yeah.
say though, I do think this thing they're doing with the Sphere in Vegas, I haven't been yet, but I do think that's fresh. I mean, I'm talking about U2. Like, I'm not upset U2 is the first band to do it because they're all about like breaking new ground and all this shit. So fine. But from what all indications, you got them, now you got this Dead and Company thing. Because like I saw the Dead and Company when they came through the last time, and this is our last tour, but you kind of knew because they're like, "Are you guys done playing together?" And they're like, "We're working that out." So Residency didn't surprise me. I think haven't they announced the next one?
The Eagles have got dates from October through January.
To me, that's where this Fleetwood Mac situation could go. Because people will come see it, and especially they can just if Stevie can just let it.
It's all Stevie. That's all it is.
Stevie, and just let Lindsey play. Like, come on, you guys are 70 years old. Give the people what they want. You don't even, you're only together for the shows. You know what I mean? Like, it's silly stuff.
Yeah, it is silly. That'd be good. That'd be a hell of a good show to see.
What other bands could you guys envision in that kind of scenario with this Sphere residency thing?
Well, Pink Floyd. I mean, that would be awesome. But
they'll never get back together. They'll never be.
There's only yeah. But that would be cool, especially effects and all that.
That would be if you had the. I can make anything happen, and I can wave a wand, and Marvel Multiverse. That would be the band, like especially like peak era Pink Floyd with the visuals.
Yeah,
it'll never happen, obviously, but
yeah, that would be cool. And then, that would be. I can't imagine imagine the Dead people going to watch this and being like all the way up. You'd have to get like a ladder to get these people back down. Dude, I'm floating. I'd be like,
right?
So much acid flying around. They're like, dude, come on down, get a string. I don't know. I think that's a little too trippy. I mean,
I think it would be great to see Aerosmith there.
I don't know. Now, I don't know.
I'm very nervous. I'm very nervous. And I say that because like I bought tickets for their last tour and then it got rescheduled.
Yeah. I don't know that they're ever going to
nervous to see him because I think Tom Hamilton's a bag of bones at this point, and Tyler's. I don't know.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. But I mean, I guess if I could have the time machine and go back 15 years,
okay, all right.
They would have been able to pull it off.
But right now, like, what's a band, Brandon? You got one? I mean, that you would think that kind of deal where they're in Vegas for, let's call it 6 to 8 weeks doing a residency. All that cool visuals. Well,
AC/DC maybe.
All those guys are dead. It's just it's Angus and a bunch of dudes and Brian Johnson's kind of voice.
Yeah,
because you still want them to sound good. I mean, I the nostalgia, sure, but again, that's why I have trepidation about Aerosmith because like I just don't.
Yeah, I know you're right. You're right.
Yeah, I mean, when you first said it a minute ago, before you even started talking about it, the first one that came to my head was Fleetwood Mac. So yeah, I guess that would be kind of number one on my list.
Because I think that could happen. Obviously, save Christine, right? But yeah.
There's so many cool bands that aren't around that would have been really cool for this. I'm kind of just going through my record list. I'm like, oh yeah, that'd be kind of.
I mean, if you talk about the effects of the Sphere, and kind of just, I was actually just there like 3-4 weeks ago. I mean, think about a band like Iron Maiden.
Oh yeah, that'd be fun.
Like an amazing Maiden Eddie performance in a Sphere. That would be pretty cool. With all the
I like that one. That's a real good one.
You know what? I think Beck would be all right. I think Beck would do a good job because he puts on a performance. I don't know the visual part. I don't know, but I could kind of see Beck getting creative with it.
Okay.
Not a band I'm a fan of by any means, but I think maybe Coldplay could pull it off.
They probably could. Yeah.
From the visuals.
I was worried, Rob. I was worried you're gonna say Blue Rodeo, and I was gonna have to have everyone drink.
No. I'm not going to say that. Every time I go to mention, I think, God damn, Chance would laugh at me. So I can't talk about my favorite band anymore.
And mention I'm just waiting. Blue Rodeo.
Oh man,
bottoms up.
No. And I'm assuming it sounds really good in there. I haven't really heard any reviews as far as the sound.
I have a couple friends that went and they said it was pretty good, but I don't know if they're like audiophile. You know what I'm saying? Like just as a pure spectator, I think they said it was good.
I was there, like I said, 5 or 6 weeks ago for not that long ago. For like, it was more of a movie thing, though. It wasn't a band performing.
Oh.
And with like those subs and everything they have underneath the seats and all of that, I mean, it really is an encapsulating sound they can bring out of that place.
That's cool.
Another band I hate, but I guess maybe Kiss could probably do it.
That would have made a lot of sense, more sense to me than this whatever they're trying to do with the passing on of these. What do they call them? Whatever they're doing with their images and their likenesses.
Oh, the not AI, but the
not avatars. What are they calling that?
The holograms.
Yeah, whatever this gimmick is, like I give them credit again, trying something different, but I'd rather have went out. Going out in New York City makes complete sense, so I get it. But also residency with those visuals, especially because their shows are like really cool visuals, you know,
Right.
All guys and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, that's a good one. I agree with them.
Well, you make a good point, though. You think about this venue that cost hundreds of $millions to build, the most state-of-the-art concert venue. Not a lot of bands can fill that place. What are we going to do when the 5 or 6 or 7 bands that can fill it have been through there? What are they going to?
What do you know? Any idea what the capacity is there?
It's actually not that big.
Okay.
Let me look up.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't. It's kind of like the Beatles love. I think even people that weren't Beatles fan went to see that in Vegas. So
18,600.
Okay, so just like an arena. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe Bruce could fill it out.
Yeah, but where would the visuals come from?
I don't know. They could hire a
He's
team.
a visual guy. Yeah, that's the only thing.
But they could hire a team to do that shit, right? Like, you know, he's not going to be drawing the pictures, right?
That's true.
They hire some kind of production team to put some together. I can picture him going, I'll put the butts in the seats and I'll sing the songs. You worry about this other shit, right?
I mean, this one's probably too cliche, but the Stones.
They could do it.
They could. I mean, they would sell that thing out every night and twice on Sunday easily. Plus, you know, they have a lot of visual cues in their music, and I loved what they did on this last album for that lead video they did for Hackney Diamonds, where the real young, vibrant gal was in the convertible and they're driving, and it was all.
That's one way to put it.
Well,
she's vibrant.
She is very, very vibrant. But you know, the billboards. Yeah, the billboards were like Stones from different eras. I thought that was genius because, you know, like.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways.
Yeah, no, that was a good video. I like how they did it tastefully. Because I've seen bad animation, but they really did a good job of almost syncing up old Mick to the song like he's singing it. So it's pretty cool.
Exactly. Yeah, I thought that was fun.
Perfect idea for the Sphere. Concert Buddy does stand up.
And I'm the drummer. I'm the guy that goes to.
I thought you wanted to sell tickets to this thing. Like this isn't a public square hanging because I think my haters would buy all the tickets, and then they would like throw shit at me.
Walked into a record store. There you go.
AI hologram. See, that's the thing. I would never pay to go see an AI hologram. I mean, I might as well just sit on my couch and watch a concert film or something. I don't get.
I don't know.
When ABBA did that AI show, I'm going, why would you pay to go see that? They're not there. They're not. Yes, it's a real band, but the people that are singing aren't there. I don't get the point.
Now, if it was in front of you, if they could do that somehow, it'd be different. But yeah, I don't want to sit way back and go, "Oh, is that a hologram up there?"
Even if it wasn't, even if it was 5 feet in front of me, it's still. Even if it looked like the person,
yeah,
it's still not the person.
I got the perfect one, guys. And if I don't, tar and feather me.
The
Black Sabbath. Black Sabbath.
That'd be a good sound, yeah.
Jeez.
I don't know. But what I don't even know who's in
because
there.
they're alive. One, they're alive, right? Like so. I mean,
barely,
right?
Yeah.
But the visuals would be good. Last time I saw Ozzy, it's been 10 years, but I mean, he still could sing. Just stand in one spot. You know what I mean? But
yeah, heard he's doing pretty rough.
Now would be the time, right?
Yeah, you have to do it like the Stones. You got to do it now.
Yeah, like that's what I mean. Like now, especially for these, I use it gently. Legacy bands. Now would be the time.
Looks like Trevor's turning into a real Billy Joel fan here. I'm concerned. He buys a Billy Joel record.
Well, let me tell you what he would do.
Trevor,
okay.
If you persist on this, we're going to have an intervention.
Okay. He has that cool camera on his piano now. So when he's playing, it's like there's a lot of cool stuff. He actually put on some good stuff there. So I think he would do all right in there. He'd fill the place up.
Rush would have been fantastic. Yes.
Oh yeah. I
Yeah.
saw them live. Yeah, that would be awesome.
Well, Getty and Alex are talking about finding a way to do music together, not as Rush, but in some other incarnation. They're getting the itch to do some stuff. They actually played a concert in Toronto. They did the Gordon Lightfoot tribute show a couple weeks back, so they're talking about doing something, but it won't be Rush. But who knows?
I wonder, I would like to see Stevie Wonder in there. I don't know what he would do visually. And that's not a joke. I just thought about that.
I was going to say he couldn't see himself there.
Wouldn't matter. But like Stevie Wonder, and like I'm trying to think who he would sound like if he brought like somebody a guest on with him and did a night, and what they would do visually, something like that. That'd be kind of cool.
All I think about, this is so bad, but we mentioned Stevie Wonder. Remember that SNL bit where he's playing tennis, and it wasn't him. It was him, and then Eddie Murphy is him. Remember that?
Yeah.
And it was like the camera, and
Yeah.
they're like playing tennis, and like Stevie's like the pictures.
Oh man.
It's one of my favorite all-time like SNL bits. And Stevie like was a champ and went with it. Oh my gosh, it's so good.
Yeah, it was so wrong. Yeah, I don't think it would have to be a pop rock kind of thing. I don't think any blues artists or anything like that.
I mean, Guns N' Roses, maybe. I mean,
No.
voice is,
No.
Axl's voice would.
Axl's voice is done. Here's a good one. Too bad Elton's retired. Elton could pull it off.
He could. He's just his voice is so
he
low.
may still do it. I mean, he's done touring. Like he's very clear on the touring part, but residency, I could totally see that happen.
What about a Def Leppard?
I think it'd have to be them with just by themselves.
I'd go see that.
I don't know. I've heard mixed results on Joe Elliott's voice. I heard there's
It's
a lot
cool,
of enhancement going on with his voice.
Male enhancement?
Well, whatever enhancement they're doing, apparently he's not all natural. I'll just say that. From what I've heard, I haven't seen him.
This is where we need Alex, our resident Def Leppard expert.
Yeah, there's just so many now. It's like it's iffy, how they're going to sound. I don't know who else would be good. Who would be really bad there? Like, who do you think would not work? Like, definitely Bob Dylan, I don't think would work there.
No.
He would do it like just probably a white screen and just watch.
Yeah, he would. Yeah, he wouldn't play any of the hits, and he wouldn't look at anybody, and it'd be just a white screen.
We were just happy when he stood at the end of the concert. Like, okay, don't fall, Bob. You got it.
Oh, because he had been seated the whole time?
Oh, he came just right at the piano. At the end of the night, he kind of walked right along the edge of that piano and gave us a little wave, and that was it.
Mellencamp could go there and be bad and yell at some fans.
Yeah, first man to clear out the sphere.
Yeah.
I'm out of here. Screw you guys.
18,000 people in 10 minutes.
Yeah. You don't know where I'm from.
How long ago was that you saw Dylan?
I saw him just March.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So it was what I expected. I didn't expect a lot, but I was happy to say I saw Bob Dylan.
Right.
And the band was tight. His voice was fine. It was just really low, but I was happy to be there, no doubt.
Nice.
To this comment here, if these clowns ever did the Zeppelin catalog, their music license should be revoked and they should be deported to Antarctica.
Now, I'm not as down on him as
Where's your oven mitts? I need them.
Yeah, here, you get the pot holder. I'll give you the pot holder on this one. So
I tell you, man, I've said several times I need a pair of those. So
I know we're actually my wife. We're getting the Creation Lab back up and running. Talk about being
my wife and I've been doing a little bit of that too. But I don't have any. I don't have any Northern Revolution.
I have to work. Actually, matter of fact, I have to work on her printer. She asked me to work on something on that printer because we're doing sublimation for that. But anyway,
we've been doing that too, man. I got the Northern Revolution's tumblers now, man.
This guy.
Trevor's
comment about Alice Cooper was one I thought about, but I don't know if Alice Cooper could, like, the visuals and the music probably there, but would there be enough of an interest to fill it for 2 months? I don't know.
Yeah,
it's a little too dark.
18,000 a night. That'd be a lot.
That'd be tough. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if you paired with, like, because I think he's done this before, like a Alice Cooper And I know he's kind of canceled right now, but like Marilyn Manson, like I think Marilyn Manson is an excellent live performer. Was. I haven't seen him in a couple of years, but maybe that's like a kind of deal. I don't know.
Well, we're missing the obvious, which is Huey Lewis in the news. I mean,
it goes without saying.
He can't do it anymore because his ears are shot.
Yeah, he's got that tinnitus stuff.
Yeah, he's had that since the 80s, man.
No, but apparently he's got something else beyond tinnitus where he can't hear bass anymore. It sounds like
timing's all to hell. Yeah,
he's got tinnitus and something else. I don't know.
Yeah, it's bad news. Like Phil Collins, whatever he had, at least they found a way to. We have a guest with a Bob Dylan shirt on.
She went. That was her second concert, and it was Bob Dylan.
Why would you torture a kid like that?
I was gonna say that's child abuse. What are you?
You better just put your arm in a cheese.
Uncle Concert Buddy and blink if it was a horrible concert. You can tell us you're here.
Hey, let me know.
Perfect.
Get out of my room before I beat you.
Peach.
Yeah, so not bad. Second concert, Bob Dylan. First concert, Billy Joel. I'm starting her off right.
Oh man!
You've ruined her.
No
it gets better. It gets better. Like bullying, it gets better.
Eventually, you'll be old enough you don't have to live there and be subjected to this.
I mean, just look. You can aspire to have a YouTube channel of your own one day, talking about bands that your children have never
like
heard
us
of.
losers.
Right.
Yeah, I already saw the plans. Why I Hate Billy Joel. It's the name of the channel. My dad tortured me.
Oh, yeah, that's funny. Yeah, I don't know. That's a good one.
I mean, I think Cooper doing a Welcome to a Nightmare could be a good show at the Sphere. In the 70s, concert was incredible. Mm-hmm. I think he's too busy golfing now, though, isn't he? That's all he does. He plays like 2 rounds a day or something.
Yeah, I think he's
more power to him. Yeah. More power to him.
I'd be happy to play once a week.
May not be one that everyone goes crazy about, but I know they're selling out places like crazy right now. Is Creed?
Oh, I'm there. I'm there in August. I think it's August 9th.
I'm not surprised.
I'm gonna go see him in Salt Lake.
Are you? Nice.
Yeah.
Hey, listen. If you think about it, and I didn't think about it till Limp Bizkit said it last week. It's literally 25 years from 1999, and I was like, "Oh snap!" My head exploded. I'm like, "This is why Limp Bizkit's touring. This is why Creed is touring. Like, this is why I'm actually excited for concerts for a minute. It's been a minute, right? But
yeah,
it's also why we're getting a bunch of 90s stuff issued on vinyl for the first time.
Well, that's true too. That's true too. Yeah.
Right.
If this ever happens, somebody better just knock the Sphere down. But the new kids,
yeah.
I mean, they should do a double bill with the Backdoor Boys. God.
Rob, I missed that tour. What song do the Backdoor Boys sing? I'm not familiar with
back. All right.
Make it a triple bill and put NSYNC in there too.
Oh no!
He's on a roll. He's on a roll.
Wow. You came in here. You had to come in. You stepped into the boy zone.
Wow. Well, Rob, I know you're a huge 98 Degrees fan, but this is not the way. This is not the way to put over your buddies in 98 Degrees.
No. If you want to talk boy bands, this is where we need Sam because he's a big boy band.
He's a big Nick Lachey fan. I know he's talked many times about Nick Lachey being his musical muse. So yeah, we really need him here.
Good old boy bands. You know, I used to live downtown here in St. Louis, like maybe 5 or 6 blocks from the stadium, the Cardinal Stadium. And it's also like 2 blocks from where I live was where the Enterprise Center was, which is where most of the big concerts that come through here were. And I lived down there for about 4 years. So, you know, Rush coming through, The Who, like, you know, on and on and on. I have never seen downtown shut down the way it did when One Direction came to town.
Oh, I bet, yeah.
I mean, everything, every street, I mean, cops everywhere. And I was like, what the hell is going on? We been invaded or something? One Direction was playing that night. It was unbelievable.
This is just wrong. Wrong.
Or just right.
Wrong.
I can't see them putting on a big visual representation. I don't know.
Well, especially, you know, their classic hit, Something in Your Mouth. It's like one of the worst songs ever.
Is that a song?
It's a song, John, and it is just as cheesy as you can imagine. It is terrible.
Let me look at the lyrics on that real quick.
Oh well,
No,
yeah,
you don't want to. You don't
yeah,
want to.
yeah. No wonder Avril Lavigne just fell head over heels for Chad Kroeger when
Oh,
a Shakespearean lyricist like Chad Kroeger.
I want to get the lyrics and read it to you guys like a fine poetic reading.
Please,
like,
with some prose and some like
give us
pausing.
like a Shakespearean reenactment.
right.
Please do. Yeah.
Literally something in my even that's that title. You should go. No.
Yeah, it's literally called Something in Your Mouth. That's like,
Can you like there's songs, right? You know they're bad already by the title. There's been so many of them.
right.
You know, you're like, that's just not going to work. Something in your mouth. Okay, I'm looking it up.
Oh, John, this is
We're waiting with rapt attention, John.
yes, John. I want you to at least the first.
Even the dog's scarred.
Oh no, the dog won't be the same after this one. I'm telling you.
I mean, it's got to be poetic.
Well, of course.
I mean, better than anything Dylan ever wrote.
Again, Chad Kroeger.
I mean, yeah, first line, gotta meet the hottie with $1 million body. Come on. They say it's over budget. What the is this? Hold on.
You're not doing it dramatically, John. Come on, put some heart into it.
I feel like the cadence is very important here.
Yeah,
Put yourself in Chad's shoes.
The rough, like Nickelback. I can't even.
John, you have a flashlight. I'd like you to take a flashlight, turn all the lights off in that room, and turn the flashlight on so you could, give
you
us
think
the,
I'm playing
here
over
it is. Look,
Oh,
oh my
boy.
gosh, yes.
Here we go.
Where's my light?
Rob, you better make this big. This is like VC.
Hold on.
history.
Who needs the sphere when we've got this? Hold on.
Oh, there you go. Like when you were little and you put the flashlight there and told.
That's
stories.
my point. Yes, look at this.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's a scary ass look right there.
All right, let's
right.
do it.
let's do it. I'm shutting
Let's
up.
do it.
Mute myself right here.
What is this?
All right.
Okay. You got to meet the hottie with $1 million body. They say it's over budget, but you'd pay her just to touch it. Come on. I like to come on. Come on. Needs to hit the big screen and shoot a little love screen. Oh, love screen. Sorry, guys. If Hollywood had called her, she'd be gone before you hollered. Come on. There you go. That's all you're getting out of me because I cannot finish. Oh, no, wait a minute. No, actually, the next line's even better. Dirty little lady with the. Okay, you got to leave. I can't read this shit with you here. Holy crap. Look where he is. Dirty little lady with the pretty pink thong. Every sugar daddy hitting on her all night long. This just reached a whole new level of wrong. Doesn't care about the money. She could be with anybody. Ain't it funny how the honey want you all along? I mean, that's just classic lyrics.
Wow.
Girl. Thank you. I'm going to practice up on my presentation for next time, but I mean, those lyrics are amazing.
Can this be a regular segment on this live stream,
Oh, I
Rob?
think it
When
needs to
John
be.
reads-
Just surprise me with a lyric, and I'll do a 1-minute reading, and that's what
I think what I need to do is I need to clip this little segment and I need to make this a short
Oh, yeah.
for the channel.
you have
This
my
is the
permission.
short that needs to hit the vinyl community.
Oh, it's going to
have my
happen, boys. It's going to happen.
Absolutely. I look forward to it.
Yeah.
Wednesdays, John reads Nickelback.
Now,
I'll get
Rob, if
better.
you want to take
I
it
feel
next level, if you can figure out how to loop the music audio only and then put John's prose over it.
Oh, man. I got it. Let me work on this.
I feel that I failed you a little bit in the reading, but I
No,
will.
I think it was just fine.
Okay. I'm going to watch
We
this.
don't want to put too much into it because then we're setting the bar too high and then people
Yeah,
are
because this
expecting
is an
things.
emerging segment on this live stream.
It's
so-
just gotta flow. It just has to flow.
And you start getting copyright flags and everything. And
Yeah, you can't even read somebody's lyrics now without a copyright flag.
That's right.
Nope.
That's
Nope.
right.
Oh, man, that's
And now-
funny.
We scared Emma away. She goes, I'm definitely popping back out now. Well, Emma, you came for the best part of the show, let me tell you.
I mean, listen. I think Nickelback, for all the hate, I mean, just listen. So I pulled up their discography because I'm like, surely there's probably another song just as well. So I'm looking at their classic album, Silver Side Up. So 2001. That has like their probably premiere single, How You Remind Me, right? Remember that song? So here are some of the great song titles. I'm not even going to get into the lyrics, but the other song titles on this album: Too Bad, Just For. Oh, hang on, advertisement. Where Do I Hide, which is what I want to write. And this has got to be a great song. Hangnail.
What the? I mean, they suck, but I'm not going to write a song about them. I mean,
Hangnail.
every time I hang down, go, where's my guitar? Hold on, I'm inspired. I mean, what the? Was he talking like some old hag down the street or something? What is the? Now I got to know what
remember
hangnail.
that song. Brandon, you remember the song Hangnail from Silver Side Up? I
remember a number of songs by them. That's not one that I remember. No. So it must have been a hit, because anything they do that's a hit, I hate.
Okay.
Like you start diving into some of their B-side stuff, and it's just like, yeah, I still don't quite like Nickelback, but the boys can rock. But it's
They can. I
anything
mean,
that they hit, that's what just like, ugh.
This has got to be some of the worst lyrics I've ever read in my life.
Yeah, it doesn't even make sense. They don't even say the word hangnail, do they?
It doesn't even say the word hangnail.
so why? I mean, why did they? I mean,
What year did that album come out?
2001.
Right, 2001, and a bunch of guys that haven't even heard the album are talking about it. 20 years later, that's why it's named Hangnail.
So he's got blood on his sleeve, but it's not his, it's yours. What the hell?
Oh man, this is bad.
This time I've forgotten. I swear this shit was rotten. This time I believe it, because I've seen the shit you're needing.
That is horrible. I mean, that makes Kiss look like poetic geniuses, right?
I mean, this is like Kid Rock is a New York Times bestselling author when you isolate some of this stuff. And I don't sing too well, so I settle to scream. Just grab your shit and leave with it. They won't make no statues of you.
God, Lord have mercy.
Can anybody do that fart sound with their armpit? Because that seems to be appropriate.
That sucks.
I've always heard, though, that that's a band that once you see them live, even if you don't like their music, you get a totally different impression.
I'm sure.
About them.
Yeah.
I heard they were an amazing live band.
Oh,
One of my old buddies was a big Nickelback fan, and he kept asking me to go, and I felt bad. He couldn't be so shocking. He couldn't find anybody who wanted to go to a Nickelback show. So I either stepped up or stepped down and went with them. And this lineup was so wretched with just bad bands. What's the one? Hinder, Lips of an Angel. Remember those guys? Horrible. So it was on the same bill as Hinder and a couple other bands, and then Nickelback. And to Brandon's point, when you see them live, you do have a different appreciation because they can play, and they like the songs that they didn't overplay on the radio are good, I think, and good workout music, good. But the killer is, I was sitting we were on the lawn for this show because I wasn't going to pay a big dollar to see Nickelback. Sitting in the lawn, and there's like these soccer moms near us, and I was like, oh, this is nice. They probably like the top 40 stuff they hear on the local, top 40 station. Guys, I'm not kidding. As soon as they hit the first chords of the first song, these soccer moms jump up and just start swinging around, pulling, like all that kind of stuff. It was like, who are these women? They were just talking about carpools and, coupon clipping. And as soon as it goes, and all of a sudden they stand up, and you wouldn't have thought, I don't know, blew my mind. So a new appreciation for Nickelback for sure.
Yeah.
My new channel, Soccer Moms Let Loose. That's my new YouTube channel.
Soccer Moms Gone Wild. I mean, I'm telling you, Nickelback does it. It was like put a coin in the jukebox, and it was on like Donkey Kong.
Wow, that's funny.
I mean, how do Nickelback puts on a rockin' show?
There's a bunch of bands I probably wouldn't buy their albums, but I would go see them. I mean,
I wouldn't see them. I would pay not to see Nickelback.
So I'm the only one who's seen Nickelback live.
You are.
My wife has seen them. She's a fan.
I would love to see him, but just like he was like, I'm not going to pay top dollar to go see him.
No.
Give me a free ticket or a $50 lawn seat.
I'll like the season tickets I have for the amphitheater, I might duck into Nickelback again if it wasn't Hinder. Hinder is the worst thing I've ever seen on a main stage ever. It was so bad.
Well,
so bad.
When you have a band that you're going to go see and they have one hit, one song,
right,
and the rest is like, why am I here? I don't know what's happening.
Well, you guys remember that band Buckcherry?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So Crazy B was their, probably main song. So they played a festival once, same amphitheater, Brand knows what I'm talking about. They weren't on the main stage. They were on a side stage, okay? And I was like, yeah, I'll go see him, check it out. So Josh Todd is the lead singer, and he's got that really cool, I think it's a Joker card tattooed all the full length of his back, real skinny guy. And I'm not, you think I'm going to make this impression up, but this is true. Every song, after he'd get done singing, John, is your daughter still in the room?
No, she going.
Okay.
She's out.
Between every song, he'd be like, "Who wants to hear a song about fucking?" And I'm like, "Is every song about this? You just said this, bro." But he'd mix it up and he goes, "Who'd want to hear a song about cocaine?" That's his voice. And I'm like, cocaine and
fucking.
Yeah. And I'm just like,
Okay.
Meanwhile, all the Power Hoosiers in the literally, it's a parking lot. Okay, we're standing in a parking lot with a stage. All the Power Hoosiers are like, yeah. You want to hear a song about fucking? Yeah. It was unbelievable, but I was like, there was nowhere else I wanted to be. I was like, this is something else. I'll never do it in the rest of my life.
I was forming a band at one time with a guy very similar to that, and I swear to God, every bit of his lyrics, I mean, they were nasty lyrics too. And he was a bongo player and wanted to be a band leader, and he's this Spanish dude with all this energy and everything, and he was like, "Let me tell you about what I did with my woman last night. I'm just gonna make up these lyrics real quick." Holy crap! And we're all like, "What the hell?" But then it was like that guy. And in the next song, and this is what I did to her the night before. I'm like, holy crap. He's like, here's just follow the rhythm. We're like, holy crap, I don't know what to do. It was just like that. It was hilarious. Nasty ass lyrics. That's what he wrote. Gross.
Jeez.
Oh.
Music Sanctuary, I can't disagree with you more. But, opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one.
You want to hear a song about asshole?
Yeah. They smell.
This is crazy.
And stink in the backdoor, boys.
Yeah. Lord.
I don't know how we go on from that, guys. I mean, we hit a dark place here.
We could get some lyrics, man. We should just do a whole episode on just reading some lyrics, man.
We should. That would be a good one.
So maybe we'll pull out my old Willie D CDs.
Yeah. Some good, some bad, some ugly.
Well, I got some lyrics for you.
See, that would be good. Like some that maybe, nobody's ever heard. That'd be kind of cool to hear that.
Well, that could be a whole bit. Everybody could come to the dais with like 2 or 3, and you could just like read them and try to guess who it is. I mean, if you want to talk about, I may take this for service noise. I'm just going to let you know.
It's good.
But I'll share it.
You got to invite me then, because this is where
course. But listen. It's a marketplace of ideas. Feel free to do this everywhere else. But
yeah,
I mean, how ridiculous! Reading, you got to find the most bizarre lyrics, and then to have everybody else try to guess. I think that'd be a fit.
Yeah. And the surprise might be too after you read it and go, "Wow, that was dark." Like you might even surprise yourself.
Gloria Estefan.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, that would be that's true. Yeah, like an artist you wouldn't even expect to have like some dark ass lyrics.
Yes.
I don't know why this just dawned on me, but some of the worst lyrics ever. You guys all remember the 2 Live Crew?
Oh gosh.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Well, they were Florida. They were down here. Yeah.
Man, just some of the songs alone.
Just the titles.
I can't even say the titles, or else YouTube's gonna spank me with a wooden spoon. So.
Yep.
Well, I'll just do it for you. 1 and 1. We're having some fun.
Oh my God. What was that late 80s? My friend had a pickup truck, and then all he had was the bass along the back of the seats, and it's like you would shake while you're going down the freaking street with him, blasting 2 Live Crew. I'm like, oh man.
And man, I remember there were some artists out there. They were even worse than the 2 Live Crew, like the Ghetto Boys and Willie.
Ghetto Boys.
I mean, Ballhead Hose, KKK. I mean, just some of the rawest. I need some, the word.
Yeah.
Just
Springsteen actually has one that's pretty damn graphic. That would surprise a lot of people, I think.
John, save it for the show. I'm telling you guys, like this is
There's a
live
couple I want to
stream.
mention too, but okay.
Yeah. We'll have to do that. That'd be fun.
Yeah, that'd be a fun one.
We're so creative here. Well,
Right.
Rob, we literally started with nothing. We were just BSing and freestyling, and now we've created arguably the hottest segment of any VC live stream going forward. Is
Right?
this is
Name-
Inspired by
name that
Nickelback.
That's right.
yeah,
Thank you,
Nickelback started it all. Yeah.
Chad Kroger
That's right.
once again coming in clutch.
Well, there's a song off that Cocky album he does with who's on there? Is that Snoop Dogg or who's on there with him? There's a rap song towards the end of the album, and it gets nasty on there.
I know what you're talking about. To look it up.
Yeah.
Let's not mine all the gold tonight, fellas. We got a whole episode.
No, agreed. I mean, episodes. Plural.
Multiple.
Oh, this is between the
That's gonna be fun.
inspired reading and it's gonna be awesome. We're gonna have our own like VC Tonight show with this shit.
Maybe. Well, fellas, on that note, we're getting close to the 2-hour mark, so maybe we'll just we'll wrap it up. And as I always do, we'll go around the horn. And if you guys want to say anything about anything that you put out or anything you're working on, and you promote your channel, do whatever. So, John, you're up in the top corner of my screen, so you go first.
Okay. Yeah, just I did a video today. I'm gonna put it out. Little brief tribute to John Mayall. You know, I wasn't a huge fan, but he definitely has one of the biggest albums in my life, the Blues Breakers. So I did a little shout out for him. Talked about the 2 albums I talked about today, and I'm still working on that other one with the record burning craziness, satanic crap in the 80s. So I'm trying to really figure out how to put that together because I have personal stories to share on that. So that's kind of what's brewing on my channel right now.
Imagine if those folks in the 80s got their hands on some Nickelback lyrics.
Their hands would just burn off while they're holding the record. It's spontaneous
especially-
flush in the hands.
You thought Black Oak, Arkansas was a problem back in the day. I mean,
Well, hey, you're going to need one of these to hold all the right reasons. is all I'm saying.
there's going to be flames flying from the channel. It's gonna be great.
That's right. That's right. Chance, what's cooking over at over your channel, man?
Well, we said at the beginning, I'm kind of in a little creative blasé. So not a lot. I actually haven't made a video in 2 weeks, and I'm okay with that because I forewarned the Concert Buddy audience that I'd probably do this once in a while. But just focus most energy on the podcast, and like I said, Surface Noise doing it every week or every other week with spins now and that sort of thing. But yeah, other than that, just a lot of concerts. Like I told you, we got that season pass for the amphitheater, and I think we're up to 6 shows. We got to get to 10 shows to feel like we made our money. Now, Chili Peppers are coming next week, and that was part of the reason we bought the season pass because lawn seats for the Chili Peppers alone were $100 per, and I was like, I can't do that. But then we paid $250 for these season tickets. They only made like 5,000 of them or something. $250, so we can see any show. Well, a couple exceptions, but pretty much any show for the whole summer for $250. So we've, if you think we figured if we did 10 shows, it'd be $25 a show. As I'm spitting on myself. We went to, let's see, James Taylor and his All Stars was the first show of the season. We saw El Monstero, which is a tribute Pink Floyd band, local band, pretty good. Janet Jackson, who I was very surprised played the amphitheater because she played the United Center in Chicago the evening before, and then she's playing our goofy little amphitheater by the burn pits, and then it's true. It's where Guns N' Roses Axl got arrested. He jumped in the crowd, but there's literally landfill, and when it gets real hot, you can smell it. It's terrible.
Oh, that's all. Great place for a concert venue.
Yeah, it's like these developers were like, we've got this cheap parcel of land. Let's build an amphitheater that national touring bands can play outside. Oh, that's great. And then they build it, and then like the acts are like, why does it smell like the end of days over here?
Why does it smell like Nickelback?
Why isn't anybody buying the food? Nobody's buying any food out here. I don't know what the deal is.
And then it also has that hard, is it 11:30 cutoff?
Oh yeah, I think so. Yeah, they have a hard curfew out there in Earth City.
I mean,
Carl's,
hard curfew. Like if you try to play 1 minute past, they will shut the lights off because all those hotels and everything around there.
Mm.
I mean, they will turn the lights off and leave the band standing on stage.
Yeah, they don't play. So we did Limp Bizkit last week. So I think we're up to like 6. Like I said, we were going to do Atlantis yesterday, but it's been a long week, so it didn't happen. But yeah, Chili's next week, and just having a good time.
One of the guys that works for me, the Chili Peppers played Toronto like 2 or 3 days ago, and he calls me up and he goes, "Hey boss, I just got free tickets to the Chili Peppers. Any chance I can knock off early?" And I said, "What the fuck are you asking me for?" "Yeah, of course." I said, "You know I'm a music nerd.
Sure.
I will say absolutely blow off work and go to a Chili Peppers concert." And he said they were fantastic. So they put on a hell of a show.
Yeah.
That's cool, Rob.
Yeah, Brandon, what do you got happening, man? Thanks for joining us, by the way.
Yeah, I'm glad I caught you. I just kind of came in from doing a bunch of stuff, and but yeah, not really anything big going on. I'll make a couple videos this weekend coming up. Dylan over at Noble Records put out that summertime vinyl tag. Yeah, and there were some fun questions in that, so I'm definitely gonna try to knock that out this weekend. And got some cool VCLT from Bill over at What's Been Spinning 2021. So I want to share that this weekend too. So I'll make a couple videos, but other than that, just same old.
Nice.
Yeah.
I put out a video on Monday, which was episode 2 of Canadians talking about Canadian music, which I know none of you guys give a shit about. But it ended up being an hour and a half, so I split it up into 2 videos, and I'm going to upload the other half tomorrow. But sorry to disappoint you, Chance. In an hour and a half, there was not a mention of Blue Rodeo. So
you must have edited that out. I don't buy that for one.
That was in video.
And in
That's a
fact,
video,
one of the guys on the panel says, "You're going to show Blue Rodeo, aren't you?" I go, "No, because Chance is going to get on me for it." So I did not. But anyway, that was a fun thing to do. And then I just shot a video the other day with my 8-year-old son because he popped into the live stream last Wednesday for like 30 seconds, or last Wednesday, I should say. And then he said, "Dad, can we do a YouTube video?" And I said, "Sure." So we picked a handful of records that he likes something off of it. So he was in this little video for me. So that was kind of fun to do. So he's not really a music kid yet. He's only 8, but it was fun to make. So we're I'm gonna put that up in the next couple of days too. So
Yeah, that's cool.
Love it,
Yeah.
dude. Love it.
So
Yeah.
Well, guys, that was a hell of a lot of fun. 3 hours ago, I didn't have any guests joining me, so thank you, Chance. Thank you, Brandon. Thank you, John. I appreciate it, guys. That was a lot of fun.
Man.
And as always, thanks to everyone that spent a couple hours with us tonight. We always enjoy that you guys tune in and contribute in the comments. So thanks, everybody. We'll be back. I'll be back next Wednesday. Who the hell knows who will be with me? Probably Sam will be back.
Chad Kroger. We're putting the line out for Chad Kroger. So
I bet if I asked him, he'd probably do it. I get him and Dave Grohl on, probably no problem. He's on. Dave Grohl's on everything, so you never know.
Fair enough.
All right, gentlemen. You guys have a great night, and thanks everybody for watching.
All right, have a good one, guys.
All right.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.